Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. My name is Todd. This is the reaction stream, this reaction channel. Appreciate you being here. What's up, Cookie? Welcome in. Happy Monday. Hope you had a nice weekend. I know I did. We'll go over it shortly. Very exciting week. Very exciting for the videos we have today. It's kind of a mixed bag, which is cool. Always enjoy those. Happy Tuesday from Australia. It is a little late in Australia, isn't it? Well, thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Shout out to the night owls out there. It should be a good one. I hope you enjoy it. We're gonna hop right in there real quick as we journey around your fandoms one video at a time. These are all member requested videos. If you'd like to request your own, you can certainly do so. Guide the stream over at toddreacts.com. The season tier gets 2 videos per month, and then the series tier gets 3 videos per month. You know what? I think I would have it down at this point. I'm fumbling on it, and I'm like, wait, didn't you create that? Oh, it's a Monday. What can I say? It's a Monday, and it's after work, so my brain's a little, but we'll hang in there. I hope you're all doing quite well. But anyway, while you're there, also check out the merch available right now. Winter collection for a limited time. It's shifting over to the summer collection, which I have been hard at work on for the past couple weeks. Switches over in just over 33 days, and it is set to Eastern Standard Time, the countdown. So it'll switch over. I think I have it set for midnight Eastern Standard Time, which is the East Coast of the U.S. Just as a starting point for me, it's familiar for me. It might be a little different for you, but hopefully you figure it out based on the timer at the top there. Should give you a nice little rundown. Anyway, I am wearing the hooded long sleeve tee in the Heather Navy variety. Everything includes a nice little size guide because I'm sure you're aware manufacturers all have different cuts to things and you're never quite sure as to, okay, well, I'm a medium here. I'm a large with this company, so you never know. So it's always good to know the measurements. So the size guides are included in inches and centimeters. And I always like to point this out because it's very cool and I thoroughly appreciate it. Quality is guaranteed on every order. If there's any sort of print error or visible quality issue, it'll be replaced or refunded. All you have to do is contact the toddreacts.com customer service and they will take care of you. You just find the contact page down at the bottom and then email them. It's very quick. It's very simple. They're very responsive. It's pretty amazing that I'm able to offer that to you all, but it's one thing I'm very proud of. Also, the accessories as well. The rocks glass is right in front of me. I got a nice little energy drink in there. I only have these for stream. I don't consume energy drinks all the time. It's very, twice a week period. I know it's probably not the best thing, but it does help jog my brain when I need it. And after a full work day, I need it. And especially on Fridays. I mean, that's a full work week of tiredness and all that stuff. So it's a lot. Also, the insulated tumbler, I have mine in the mint green variety, keeping my water nice and cold during stream. Lots of great items there. Check them out. The accessories won't be going away. They'll just be added to for the summer collection. But the winter collection will go away. And then they'll get redesigned for next winter. But I'm definitely looking forward to the launch of the summer collection. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun with the summer collection. I'm not gonna give any hints, but I'll just say that. So be on the lookout. Join the Discord certainly, and should be a fun time. Should be a very fun time. Lots of cool things to do. But if you're there already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button at the YouTube channel, Todd Reacts. If you haven't, maybe you're watching live via Twitch and you haven't checked out the channel on YouTube, certainly do so. There's over 1,100 videos in the backlog. It's a lot to catch up on and enjoy. So check it out. That's where all these VODs, I guess they're called, video on demands. Basically, the entire stream gets uploaded to YouTube. You can check it out, including timestamps, which is very handy. If you're looking for timestamps or chapters, they're already there. I do make sure to do that every single time. I'm glad you had a good weekend there, Rocco. What's up? What's up? What's up? Remnant, how's it going? Welcome in. So yeah, lots of videos to catch up on. For those over 13,800 of you that have already hit the subscribe button on YouTube, I appreciate it. That is the YouTube channel really is the home of Todd Reacts. Certainly the website helps us do the subscriptions and everything like that, but the YouTube channel will always be the main area of Todd Reacts. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It just tells the algorithm to check it out. And last but certainly not least, I almost forgot about it, but I did mention it like 2 seconds ago, so I didn't completely forget about it. The Discord, it is available for free. Most of the people in the chat that you see before you, they're in the Discord and looking to have wonderful conversations with you about whatever you're into. If you don't see a channel or something that you're interested in, just let us know. We literally have a request a channel, and there you can let us know what you're into, and we can make channels for you, and you can find other people that are into what you're into. Friends have been made in the Discord. It is very cool. Very, very cool. You get to have long-form conversations with people. You get to include images and GIFs and links and videos and X posts and whatever. It's just more interactive than the YouTube comments. Granted, YouTube comments are still great. They're still pretty cool, but they don't really lend themselves to long-form conversations, actually like deep diving into your passions, whether it's Dinunu, whether it's K-pop in general, whether it's, Six of Crows or The Rookie, Heartstopper, Smosh, etc. You can have so much fun meeting people that are into what you're into, and maybe have a different perspective on something that you're into, which is always interesting. Obviously, we have some fun community posts as well, and members of the website also have their own dedicated area. Now, you see at the top here, it does say I am live, which is super handy. Super handy. So I do keep that up to date. If anything changes, cancellation, delay, whatever, maybe changing the day in which I go live, I always update that. So if you're looking for a good schedule to keep, to let you know when we're going live or when you might expect a video upload on YouTube, you can certainly join the Discord. If you haven't used Discord before, there is a bit of a learning curve to it, but I believe in you. You can figure it out. Took me a hot minute to figure it out, actually, but eventually I did. Actually, it took me until figuring out. That's what took me the longest time, figuring out. And then I was like, all right, I feel comfortable enough with this to open it up to everybody. So beforehand, it was just members only. Alrighty. Now, what was the weekend like? It was good. It was good. Unfortunately, they go by so fast. It is just a blink of an eye and it's over. But I ended up watching a movie that I've been delaying. I have been delaying it for, feels like years at this point, but it's only been a couple of years. I don't know if you do this or not, but it's something I've always done. It's delay watching something, because if I don't watch it, it never ends, which is ridiculous because it already ended. I just have not watched it. But it's something that I've done for years. I don't know why I do this, because it doesn't seem like a good way to do it. Like, you work up all the way throughout the season or the movie or franchise or whatever, and you're just crescendo, and before you get to the actual, like, interesting part of it, I just completely write off the ending. I just never watch it. I don't know why. I get super invested, and I'm like, I don't want it to end. It's just ridiculous. Had it for years and still confused. Honestly, Discord is very confusing. It is very confusing, but it is also pretty great. It is also pretty great. So it's one of those double-edged swords, right? Like, ooh, I don't know if I like it, but I like it. But anyway, I ended up watching it. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Supposedly the end of the current iteration of it. Although at the end they did say the Guardians will be back. I don't know, with new people maybe? Who knows? But it was very good. Very, very good. Not surprising. I mean, the other two have been pretty great as well. I remember when the first one came out, it was just it was a breath of fresh air. Like a insanely nice breath of fresh air in the whole like Marvel universe thing. Like it was something different. It was funny, like actually funny, and not just some like one-liner that is a throwaway that's no real place. Like it's legitimately funny. The actors are great. The fact that Vin Diesel voices Groot and he literally just says 3 words. Just ridiculous. I wonder how much did he get paid for that? That's the question. Did he get paid Vin Diesel money because he's Vin Diesel, or did he get paid like a lesser money? You know, that's the question. I wonder if I could find that answer. But anyway, as you can see, critics loved it. The people loved it as well. Just overwhelming, certified, verified, crazy high stats. Oh, top critics. Not a fan, but all critics, definitely a fan. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Unbelievable. It was very good. It was very, very good. I thought the ending was interesting. Honestly, I thought the bad guys or the gosh, I can't remember what the heck they're called. But I thought the enemy in it or the bad guys were kind of meh, not great. But the rest of it was just fantastic. I thought the story of the story was great. I mean, it was sad. It was obviously sad. Like the ending was crushing in a way that I would not expect it to be that crushing. But it was. It was legitimately crushing. I thought the Rocket storyline was great. It's a little weird to end on an origin story of Rocket. It seemed a little odd, but it worked. It worked. Felt like, you know, those other misfit toys, if you will, that were created with Rocket, them going down was one of the most surprisingly haunting images I think I've seen in a little bit. It got me. I was like, whoa. All of them just dead in 2 seconds. And I'm like, oh. These little creatures are no longer. And it absolutely pulled at the heartstrings so much. Critics' consensus, a galactic group hug that might squeeze a little too tight on the heartstrings. Final Guardians of the Galaxy is a loving last hurrah to MCU's most ragtag family. Audience says taking the team in the darker direction without sacrificing heart or humor ends the trilogy on an entertaining high note. Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. I think this is a great encapsulation of it. The first two were just lighthearted fun, but the last one was a little dark. That whole Rocket origin and like the torture and surgery and all that stuff, like that was super dark. But it found a way through it, which is surprising. That was actually very well done, I gotta say. Vividly remember the second one's promo on Doritos. Nice. Then I cave and a couple years later forget most of the things that Right. I still haven't watched the end of Black Flag, or Black Sails, excuse me. I still haven't seen the end of Black Sails. I would have to rewatch probably the entire show at this point. Because I don't remember much of the last season. if at all. And the only episodes I missed were like the last like 2 or something like that. I would definitely have to rewatch it. The best out of the 3. That's tough because the first one was really, really, really good. I would say, yeah. I would honestly say I enjoyed this one a little more. Probably because it did have a little darkerness to it. Like the story was a little bit darker, which made the laughs so much more enjoyable. Um, yeah, I would say the writing of the third one was just perfect, unbelievable. Just kind of comparing it against the highest grossing superhero films. So let's see. There's 2. Here's 3. And here's 1. Now that is something interesting. It didn't earn as much as 2, but it's close. It's really close. And both of those 2 earned more than the first one. That is impressive. Usually the movies go down in box office. Usually, right? Story's a little weaker. Maybe, a couple actors drop out, something like that. Guardians literally got better each iteration. I think story-wise, maybe not money-wise, because the second one did outperform it by, less than $20 million. So not much in the grand scheme of things. But that is extremely impressive. And I would argue this might be the most impressive locked in. Yeah, this must be the most, well, actually Spider-Man's pretty close, I guess. But this might be the most locked in fan base I think I've ever seen. With just how unbelievably consistent these box office numbers are for these movies. Like, that is crazy. We're talking from the top one to the bottom one were separated by, I don't know, 100 mil. Yeah, just about 100 mil. That's wildly successful. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Dang. Not bad. Also, what's shocking on this is just how much The Incredibles made. What? Dang, Pixar. Oh my gosh. 1.2 billion. Holy crap. I finally saw Incredibles, the first one, The Incredibles. A couple weeks ago after never seeing it. And obviously, the Pixar animation was pretty lackluster in 2018, or maybe it was just the general style that they were going for. But they've made a lot of progress. Holy crap. Compare The Incredibles to Moana 2. Like, the difference in animation there is just astounding. Astounding. Anyway, I'm looking at some very beautiful monitors that were replaced. Thank you goes out to the toddreacts.com members. This is all member funded. I was working on the summer collection a couple days ago, and the right monitor was ghosting. If you don't know what that means, it basically means the images that are on the screen just kind of have staying power. So you move something away from it and it's still there. And all the windows were transparent. Like, I couldn't see anything. It was crazy. But I've also had that monitor for 9 years. So I was expecting them to go eventually, or to start to show the signs that they were going. So in order to combat, turning this on, getting ready to stream, and then they don't work, I replaced them. Shout out to the toddreacts.com members. You did that. You did that. And it's not lost on me. I am forever grateful for the support. But yeah, looking at some pretty decent monitors. honestly, they're about the same. They're just the newer generation of it. But it's good. It's good. Hopefully they last for another 9-ish years. That would be wonderful. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into these videos. We're going to start off. I did rearrange it slightly. Not a ton, but I did rearrange it a little bit. We're going to start off with Smosh Animated. It is a Smosh Animated edit, I guess you could call it, for Five Nights at Freddy's. And then we have an F1 Team Radio's video. And then we have a Grey's Anatomy edit. And then we will continue on with a One Piece edit. I believe they're TikToks. I'm pretty sure on that. And then we are going to end the stream and kick off the rest of the week with a Smallville compilation of Clark and Lois. If you've been paying attention to any streams prior to this and it was brought up, I was a huge Smallville fan for years. I watched it in high school. I was completely into it. I thought Michael Rosenbaum was one of the best Lex Luthors I've ever seen in my life. Tom Welling did a great job as playing Clark. I thought John Schneider as Dad was perfect casting. Perfect. Like the casting of Smallville was just beyond belief perfect. Currently going on the 5th season of Smallville for the first time. Nice. Nice. That's awesome. I am so glad. I hope it is going well. Well, I mean, you're still watching it, so probably. What's going on, Solar System? All right. Let's go ahead and jump into this Smosh Animated Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm assuming this is going to be hilarious. So this is a good way to start. Let's go ahead and bring that up and get into it, shall we?
Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Wait, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Wait, I don't get it. They're looking for his pizza? I still really don't get that.
That's not what's happening. Okay, listen up, because we're going to get a phone call.
Okay. Is this our office?
It's our office. We're the security guard.
Yikes, we need to clean up. Oh, okay, so Freddy's the big-ass bear?
Yeah, that's Chica. Bonnie's the bunny.
What are these names?
Right.
Ah!
Okay, so Chica's out. If they see you, they're going to try to put you in an animatronic suit, because they'll think you're an animatronic. So they will kill you if they see you.
Okay.
So Chica's still there.
Okay.
Bonnie's gone now. Okay, that was something.
What's happening here?
I don't know.
What's happening
I don't know what's happening. We'll just keep the door shut.
Keep the door shut. Why do you have the doors open? Why don't you just keep?
I love how they made him the small know-it-all. It's just so funny.
We have battery power. We're gonna lose battery power if I do that.
Well, I don't get why you're gonna lose battery power.
We're at 57% power.
Wait, I don't get it.
I don't know. The doors take power. We're gonna make it through the first night. We're all good. We're good. We made it through the first night. But remember, this is 5 nights
at Freddy's. Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello? Well, if you're hearing this and you made it to day 2...
I don't like this guy. He knows we're about to get f***ed over.
Bonnie's gone. Bonnie is gone. Bonnie is
That
gone.
is true.
There she is. She's right there. She's right there.
Right there. That's fine.
What a nightmare. She looks like a snowman a little bit.
Okay.
So where is Bonnie?
And gone.
Oh my fucking god. Bonnie the bunny is fast. Wait,
Chica's up there. Chica's fine.
They're fine.
Okay. There is that fox that's
Chica, what are you doing there?
What's the fox's
there was
name?
I don't.
What did the
I
fox
forget.
say?
I don't remember.
What did the fox say? Has that always been there? That red face?
That cupcake? Yeah, the cupcake.
Why do we have that in our office? That's like
no,
not
it's
cool.
it's this little
We
figurine.
need to clean out this office, put some gorgeous like wooden frames around of our family members.
No, we definitely are playing this on a little bit of easy mode, but that's okay because we're both babies.
I'm not a baby. You're a baby. I've
never played this. I've never played Five Nights at Freddy's because I am terrified. I am a baby. I am an absolute baby. I have no problem, admitting to that.
All right, so we're on night 3.
This would be absolutely terrifying.
What the hell?
Seen the movie.
What the was that, dude?
Okay.
I've seen people play it. Notably Markiplier.
Don't cry. We cannot cry right now.
Yeah, you're right. We cannot cry. We cannot cry. Chica's not gonna get us. Freddy's gone. Freddy's gone.
Okay. All right. Try playing dead. How do you play dead?
I can't play dead. Okay, Freddy's back. I can't find Chica.
Ah!
Chica's right there. Chica's right there. Chica's right
Is she
there.
wearing a bib?
I don't know.
Chica, a baby or a woman?
I hate this so much. She's right there. She's right there.
Also, her
He's
eyes
right
are...
there.
She's a little bit drunk.
Chica, go away. Where's the fox?
What did the fox say? You were going so fast.
I have to. That is the game.
You were going
of it, Amanda.
Sonic.
A little bit further back.
Let's eat. I want to eat.
I think we're good.
Okay. Don't ever say that. When people say that, that's when they die.
Okay, we're on the 4th night. We have survived.
Okay, hear me out. They're gonna be moving pretty quick.
What makes you say that? There's
Right
the fox.
there. There's the fox.
Okay.
Hey, wow, day 4.
I hate this guy. He gives me no comfort.
Yeah, I know. He really shit.
Sucks.
Wait. What the hell is happening? Okay, but wait. Bonnie's there. Chica's there.
He's just like, dang, we have a lot of turnaround in this job. I don't know what it is. Like, they come in, and then they just no call, no show all the time. It's ridiculous.
Wolf's there.
Well, you thought he was annoying. Now he's dead.
Well,
Okay.
I'm fine with that. He was annoying. Kids vanish at local pizzeria, bodies found. So this is a true story.
We're losing power extremely fast.
This is so fucking scary.
Where's Freddy?
Freddy?
Freddy? Oh! I pressed the wrong button.
Are we dead?
Yes, we died.
What the? The
got-
moment they get to us, we're just done?
Yeah.
They didn't
Yeah.
even give us a moment to like pick us up and take us to the animatronic. Like we didn't even get to experience that.
Okay, Chica's already out. Chica's already moving. Okay, so Bonnie's back to her bullshit right there.
They're gonna get us killed, and we're not gonna have any. Right
That
there.
was Chica. Yeah.
No.
Now she's gone. Now Chica's
What?
lurking back into the darkness.
Chica! Enough!
We are
Chica
fully
play.
surrounded.
Yeah.
We're gonna die.
Don't. Morale, Shane. Morale.
Wow.
I know Five Nights at Freddy's.
You don't! Chica's definitely like.
Not sure what's going on there.
Wait, they're saying something. The animatronics are talking to each other. They talk to each other. Did you know that? They talk to each other.
You think you're creating lore right
No,
now, which is fine.
no, I just
Go
know the game.
ahead.
It's pretty
Shane
clear
is
that I
just
know the game.
absolutely comedy.
Freddy's been pretty
Nonstop.
inactive
Yeah.
this time.
He just wants to sing. You are flying.
I have to.
You are flying.
You just take. You take
No,
it.
absolutely
you take
not.
It.
Absolutely
you take
not.
it. Take the control. You,
How do I?
I'm not even going to tell you the controls. I'm going to let you just have fun.
Okay. There she is.
Oh, gosh.
Oh wow.
Chica.
Whoa.
She got fed.
Pretty.
Now her mouth is agape.
Pretty sneaky.
Mhm.
Here, can I see it again?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You do the door.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. That felt good.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Take it.
Something
back.
tells me
No,
he's just
hey,
clicking through the
I don't know how to shut the door.
screen
It's
so
fine.
fast.
You're gonna be fine.
I
You
don't know
got
how to
this.
shut the door.
Amanda, trust.
Oh
Just
my
trust.
God, I
Just,
don't know
just,
how to
just,
shut
just,
the door.
you got
I don't know how to shut the
You
door.
got this. You got this, Amanda. You
Wait,
just trust. Trust. Just trust. Just
We have
trust.
to go back.
You gotta trust. You gotta shut the door.
I don't
Oh,
shut it.
you gave me
I
shit
don't
for not
shut
knowing how
it.
to shut the door. There you go. You
Oh.
shut that door, but there's the other door. Oh, and now you are FNAF.
You're a prick.
I think we're good. I think we're set.
Okay, should I open the door?
Yeah, open the door.
Oh.
Oh, shit. Close the door. Close it. I don't know. I forget.
Close the door, close the door,
I
close
forgot
the
how to shut the door.
No. I didn't shut the door. You didn't tell me how to shut the door.
I
Oh, and
love
now
the
we're back.
fact
I think
that they're
we're good.
just dying
I don't
laughing
think
at
she knows how
this.
to get to the other door.
I don't think she does either.
Yeah, she gets lost often.
Okay.
Oh, look at her.
Back a little
It's so
bit.
funny because it's terrifying,
I
but
think
it's also
they-
funny,
Makeup on.
I
and
think-
you're laughing
I
at the
think
fact that
besides
you
the-
got terrified over this.
What are you talking about?
I didn't think Bonnie was right. Bonnie wasn't right there. Why?
You
why
need to ask me when you're gonna open a door.
Oh,
What is that?
that's Foxy being weird. I think
me.
we're gonna be okay. I think the doors are gonna hold out.
Is that a spirit? Is that a kid
We are at
spirit?
5. We're at 4%. 120
Did it.
bucks, dude.
For that
Got it.
shit?
We did it.
We only get paid $120
Worth
to
it.
survive?
Worth it, but we did it. All right, to cap this off, do you want to do the 6th night?
Yeah, let's do 6 nights at Freddy's.
You would think you would get like hazard pay or something.
Right.
Our shift starts at midnight, goes till 6 a.m.
It's 6 nights at Freddy's.
6 nights at Freddy's.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. All the cameras are off. Yeah, shut the doors.
We're fine. Chica's up there.
Let's eat.
Okay.
Has anyone been these people for Halloween?
No, they haven't.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
I'll dress as Chica and just go, ah. What was that?
I don't think I ever saw the 6th night.
Okay. Oh,
Freddy! Freddy's right there. We haven't seen much of Freddy. We're in a bad position.
yeah, we
Oh my
are.
gosh.
Bonnie's right there.
12%?
Chica's right there, so I think we have to hope. I think we just have
How
to
do you
hope.
open the door?
I think you want to open the door? You open
do
the
you
door.
open it?
A. You press A. Oh, we're out of power. We're okay. We're okay. We're okay. Oh!
Wait, seriously?
We made another $120 for that day.
That's what I'm talking
We
about.
could go out and get dinner.
Yeah, we're gonna go get blitzed now.
Okay, how long can we survive? They're all at level 20.
I give us 30 seconds.
Don't say this. I give us the whole
Hey,
night.
do you want to play it?
Well, if you want me to.
Yeah, Amanda, you've got this. Wow, look at this, guys. Amanda's playing Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah. Amanda is actively playing Five Nights at Freddy's.
Well done, Snowbird. I think that's how that's pronounced. Well done. That was a beautiful, beautiful animation. Really added to it, for sure. Oh my gosh. Let me throw that some love. Boom. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw it some love as well. And, of course, for those watching live, I will throw it in the chat. There it goes. Check out the channel as well. They have over 11,000 subs, so chances are they have more than one video. So go check it out. You might find something you're interested in. Maybe you want to request it for reaction. Certainly do so. All right. Not much information with Smosh. Honestly, we've gone over Smosh about 1,000 times, so the amount of information available is not much at this point. But I did find this. It is literally about this exact video from a year ago, apparently. Can't believe they made a game off of this horrible true crime event. What? Gotta have Matt on the podcast next time. Assuming they're talking about MatPat. Amanda consistently smacking Shane's arm is killing me. Now that is funny. That is funny. Them being worried about the fox's whereabouts when they regularly check on him, which makes him a non-threat, is hilarious. And they keep calling him Wolf. I can't. So I guess the point of the game is to just get a camera or your eyes on whatever, and then they go back. Terrifying. And then you have like a certain amount of power in your camera or the doors or lights or something. I don't know exactly. I can't remember. I didn't watch it too thoroughly. I've only seen a little bit of it. But it definitely seems like one of those where I was instantly turned off like, oh boy. I don't feel like screaming at the computer or whatever I'm playing on. But I could see where it's fun. Because usually when I do jump scares with movies or shows or something like that, I end up laughing at myself, which is, I think that's healthy, right? You got to laugh at yourself. And it's so ridiculous. Oh my gosh. I had a jump scare in the movie theater not that long ago. And I just instantly started chuckling to myself, silently, of course. I was in a movie theater, but I just couldn't stop laughing. I was like, really? Even here? Even as I'm like sipping, an adult beverage and eating whatever I was eating. I think I had like chips and queso or something. But it was just ridiculous. I was like, I guess it'll happen anywhere. Because of this video, I really do think it's time they do a video where Damien and Shane teach Amanda how to play Dark Souls. I've never played Dark Souls, but I know about it. That seems like a very funny occurrence. It might be too many personalities with both Damien and Shane and Amanda, but that would be very funny. Holy crap. I haven't seen a lot of them teaching people how to play games that don't play games, but the concept in itself is funny and fascinating. There needs to be more of that. Ever since Shane revealed that it wasn't him as the Chosen playing Poppy Playtime, I'm having trust issues every time they play horror games. I have no idea what that's in reference to. This is really cute to watch. Their sibling dynamic was amazing. Agreed. We didn't even watch it. We watched an animation of it. Still, you could tell their back and forth was very funny. Not Amanda perfectly predicting the mechanics of Five Nights at Freddy's. Smosh Games was already amazing in 2023, but they really turned it up in the second half of 23. This video, chef's kiss. We need more of Amanda and Shane playing this game. I think one of the times Shane, Sarah Christ, and The Chosen show step in for Amanda and Shane. I saw in the recommended for that video, I saw a 6-hour video stream or just compilation of all the Five Nights at Freddy's that Smosh Games has done. So if you're looking for it, there is a 6-hour long compilation for you to watch. Oh my gosh. Ay, ay, ay. All right, let's move on to the best F1 team radios this decade, 2010 to 2019. So it's a couple of years old, but I'm assuming it's very, very interesting. Let me check to see how I should position this. That's always important. I don't want to cut it off for you all, and then we're missing part of it. All right, so I need to move it just slightly. Make it like that. Then we should be good. Here we go. This is the best F1 team radios this decade, 2010 to 2019. I think it's pretty amazing the fact that they allow broadcasting of team radios. I think that's fascinating. Obviously, it's some of the most interesting stuff because you're in it. Like, you're actually hearing what they're saying that's about current things. It's like having a microphone on a, soccer, football, American football, whatever, on a coach, maybe the, star player or something like that. You're getting inside the game a little bit more than you would just listening to broadcast. Broadcasters have a lot of information at the ready, but they don't have like that interior look of it. They could do interviews, they can, put microphones near people or whatever, but having an actual active mic on somebody that's actively participating is really cool. Fascinating. Of course, you open yourself up to like some language and stuff like that.
Okay, he pushed me off the track. I think you have to leave a space. All the time you have to leave a space. Okay? Understood? Ay. Why I can't start the qualifying with a low battery? How is possible? How?
Okay, Fernando, NASA is 7.5 seconds back. We must save fuel. We must target 0.
I don't want.
We're going to have big problems later if we don't.
Already I have big problems now. Driving with even looking like amateur. So I race and then I compensated the fuel. GP2 engine. GP2. Ah! The engine was going much slower than before. Amazing. Guys, what the... Honestly!
Oh my gosh.
Front wing broken now.
try 3 times, please, Fernando.
I try already, so try yourself.
Yes, it's pole position. Yes! Oh, grazie ragazzi. Che giro. Grazie.
Oof.
Oh, I got damage, got damage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Spoke too soon on that one. Like, oh, I just got a little damage, no big deal. Boom, sandwiched.
Yes, my friend. I'm sure you wanted to hear my voice before starting the race. Just wishing you the best of luck. We follow you here on television. You did amazing yesterday. So yeah, please.
Oh, thank you.
My friend, and take care of my car.
Okay, I'm gonna pee in your seat.
No, please. Have fun. You did amazing
Cheers,
yesterday.
man.
Amazing job.
And you, buddy.
Congratulations.
And you, buddy. Have a good
That's
one.
funny.
What Palmer is doing? He needs to give me back the position. Got the chicane.
Palmer has a 5-second penalty.
5 seconds, it's a joke. A joke.
Yeah, we know, Fernando. We can't do anything apart from give it everything, maximum pace.
What a joke. The 5 seconds. What a joke. Where is Palmer?
And Fernando, Palmer has retired.
Karma.
We're currently under threat from Michael behind. We need to get past Hulkenberg.
I know what I'm doing, so be quiet.
How is the front wing? How is the front wing?
I don't know, you have to tell me.
Okay.
Hey, what the is this really? I mean, if they cannot see, if they cannot see behind, then he should stay in the reporting stuff and not
And we are 9.5 behind Bottas and 8 a lap quicker.
What do you mean? We are behind Bottas.
Confirm we are behind Bottas.
How did we end up behind him? Why we did it so earlier?
He was leading the race, Kimmy.
Ah, okay, I thought that they were the other way around.
You know what's amazing is the fact that they're able to have normal conversations when they're doing this. Like, I would be so terrified of what is currently happening. The turns, trying to pass, whatever, defending, and they're just like, yeah, anyway, da-da-da-da-da. It's like,
We need a little bit more pace. Kimi Sebe is lapping 28.5, 28.5, yourself 28.7.
So is he not stopped yet, or?
one of the rookies is always like shouting on the radio.
How did you first say to me that you are not in a hurry?
That I understand.
Me up with this.
Massa has a drive.
I get that.
Why do we have a driver?
Massa has a penalty. Massa.
Okay.
Get my gloves and steering wheel. Gloves. Mark, gloves. Steering wheel. Gloves and steering wheel, yeah. Hey,
Definitely need those.
hey. Steering wheel. Somebody tell him to give it to me. Come on. Move.
Give me the steering
Okay,
wheel.
The next guy behind you is Alonso. I'll keep you updated on the gap. I'll keep you updated on the pace.
Just leave me alone, I know what to do.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, Kimi,
You
we
could
need to
tell
keep
you're a
working
little
all 4
irritated
sides,
when
please.
that comes
Keep
out.
working all
Yes,
4
yes, I'm doing all the time, so you don't have to remind every second.
If I don't avoid that, he's just going straight to my car. Honestly, what are we doing? Racing or ping pong?
Playing chicken.
See you later.
I'm gonna bet that you move.
There's a giant lizard on the track.
Yeah, I'm not joking. Out of turn 3.
Face to face with Godzilla then, mate.
He has to let me go. He has to let me go.
Okay, copy. Stay calm.
Oh my gosh.
For fuck's sake. He's a... That's what he is.
Sandwiched between 2 teammates. That's
Am I the
crazy.
only one? Or are you not seeing what I'm seeing? He's just backing me off into Ricciardo. Me.
Whoa. That's some good teamwork right there.
Oh no, no!
Oh, jeez. Daniel Max. Oh my god. That was beautiful.
Oh, I'm out! Crash! Somebody hit me in the rear, turn 2, and then somebody hit me in the rear again in turn 3. For sake. Honestly, what the are we doing here?
Are you okay, Nico?
Holy I'm hanging here like a cow.
Yeah.
Get me out, there's fire.
Yeah.
There's fire.
It's alright, they're coming. They're coming.
Jeez.
Car's there with you, Nico.
It's amazing how one little tap in the back. Well, albeit it's really fast. Like it's not like a little tap, it's a big tap, but it seems like a little tap to us. And it's just like whoosh. Just spins you out like crazy.
And we will always be stupid. It's a fact. A shame.
So box.
Keep it staying now.
No, stay out. In.
Hey, man.
No, sorry, mate. Okay, just go.
I was at the entry, man. We're in trouble.
Negative. So staying out.
Oh my gosh.
And
that was
Fernando,
last
is there
second
any damage?
bail.
Is there any possible damage?
I don't know, I touched with Vettel. Well, I hope he has damage. A stupid move.
Fernando, do you think we should do a new set of inters or wets? New inters or wets?
I think we should go to the garage and see the conditions. You know, with the wets we can go out, but if we are 25 seconds slower, it's just running for nothing. We need to improve the P11.
Okay, Fernando, if we did that, we would just have time. It would be only for one time lap at the end. It would be one at the end.
I don't know, mate. Put whatever tire you want. You know, the last sector is impossible, so even if you put a rocket ship, we will be 11th.
You forgot to connect the drink pipe.
Yes, confirmed.
Is the drink? Is it on now? Okay, I'm not.
We forgot to connect, Jimmy. You will not have the drink, sorry.
Is it on or not? The drink?
No, Jimmy.
Let me know.
No, you will not have the.
No. It says switch on or not.
You mean the slow button?
No. Is my drinking? Is it emptying the bottle or not?
No, Jimmy. No. You will not have the drink.
How are they this like ill prepared? What? Like how are they having this level of communication issue with your driver and the team? Like how is it that bad? Like what? You would think they'd be on like the exact same page, just constantly.
It's a long time to wait.
Standard Ferrari stuff.
Okay, we're on it. There's one more lap to go.
Losing power. I'm losing power. It's going.
Okay, keep going. Safety car. Keep going for now.
I can't. It's broken. It's broken. Anti-stall. It's off. Fuck! Oh shit.
Okay.
Shit. I'm out.
Okay, we're over the line. So just pull over to one side, please. Pull over to one side and go to P1. Pause for 4 seconds. Go to P0. I'm so sorry.
How are the tyres? How are the flat spots?
Yeah. Tires are square.
Could you describe the conditions around the track at the moment, please?
Impossible?
Can't see a thing.
Give me another wheel because something is wrong with the clutch pedal. Give me another wheel now.
Okay.
I cannot get out even.
Okay, don't worry.
Second
Switch
spare
up. Switch up. We have time. Don't worry.
There's something wrong with the clutch pedal.
Okay, no problem. We have plenty of time.
But currently all marshal posts are not reporting rain.
The marshals.
Here's the question. If it's raining, how the heck are they supposed to see off their visor? Like they should have little like window wipers on their visor.
Must be having a beer then.
What the f***? The Ferrari just...
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Job from the bottom of my heart. I want to say a massive thank you for everything you've done.
Cheers, mate. You know, I'm not one for speeches like you and Will, but I just want to say you're an absolute legend. I can't believe the rookie year you've had, and the fact that I've had the opportunity to share it with you.
Are you great?
Classic.
He's not too clever, this guy.
Yes, Carlos, you did it, mate. 10 corners to go. P10, 1 point. The 1 point we needed.
Ay, ay, ay. Oh my god, did you see the move? Did I go for it? Did I send it? Or didn't send it?
Yeah, you
send it!
Did I send it or did I didn't send it?
Oh, it's tough, guys. Oh, thank you.
Some fucking idiot hit me completely. People. He hit me again. Same guy.
Oh!
I am stupid. I am stupid. I switch off everything.
Literally just went right into that.
The puncher, what the hell is he doing? Sorry.
What the hell?
Sorry about that.
Oh man. Oh my.
Wow. Nice job.
That tire is so gone.
Incredible. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is the best day of my life. Guys, thank you. Thank you so much. Amazing. You're amazing. You guys are amazing. Merci.
Great job, Carlos. P5 again. P5. If it didn't feel great last time, it must feel pretty good today.
You are damn right, Tommaso. Yes! Vamos, tío. Oh.
Vamos!
Tom, do you know what that was? That was a smooth operator. Oh
my gosh.
Smooth operation.
Carlos, check the radio. We seem to have picked up some dodgy music channel again.
That's better.
Oh my gosh. Well done. The fact that they just, I don't know. The communication errors and the miscommunication is just mind-boggling, right? But some of the funnier moments, it's just like, you know, get me the steering wheel, get me the gloves. Like, why are you pushing me away with no no steering wheel? Like, what are we doing here? Oh my gosh. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw it some much deserved love. As always, check out the channel. They might have other stuff that you might be interested in. And as well, I will throw it in the Twitch chat for those watching live. Hot-headed drivers are always so funny. Absolutely. Oh my god. Just completely losing it. I'm the kind of person, like, if I'm on the other end of that, I don't even want to say anything. Because I know it's going to be bad. Like, could you imagine having to give bad news? And then all of a sudden, they're just ripping into you. And they're like, how are you so angry and ripping into me and driving like that? They have tear-offs for rain, dirt, and flies. Interesting. That is very interesting. So it's like a plastic, I don't know, it's like a plastic covering or something like that they just kind of rip off real quick. It's kind of interesting. Wow, I did not know that. Although if it's raining or it's like really dirty, how many of those do they have? Because they're going to need a lot of them. I just imagine, you know, well, hopefully, actually you put some Rain-X on that, you know, get the water to like bead off, kind of. Be kind of interesting. But you would hope the water would just fly off because they're going so fast. If it's heavy, they tend to delay. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. I think I've seen a rain delay for NASCAR. So it makes sense that they would have it, obviously, for F1. All right, let's pull up some information here. Shout out to Chloe for putting this together. It's very cool. And it's well formatted. I gotta say, it's well formatted. What's going on, Lynette? Welcome in. Thanks for hanging out. I see it's your first time, chat. F1, some fun facts on some of the drivers, some photos at the bottom. Cool, cool. Oscar Piastri, I believe, for McLaren, currently first. Oscar won Formula Renault, Formula 3, Formula 2 titles in successive seasons. Dang, that is impressive. A feat achieved by no other driver in history. Dang, that is impressive. Wow. To be the only person to do that. I mean, it's not like a well publicized like thing, you know, like, oh, the person with the most titles, but that is impressive. Last I checked, there's a 50% chance of rain on Saturday and Sunday for Miami. That is not surprising. Florida is known for having summer rainstorms and thunderstorms and stuff like that. So I used to live in Florida, and we would get literally daily thunderstorms at like 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it would just be gone. And it would be like it never happened, but way humid, like way more humid. Despite a heartbreaking start to the season, quote, I've only got myself to blame. Piastri opens up on heartbreak after costly Australian Grand Prix error. Has accepted fault for a late race off that curtailed his bid for a first victory on home shores. Oh, geez. McLaren duo of Lando and Piastri dominated for much of the season opener before a heavy rain shower on lap 44 of 57. Dang. Drivers were met by full wet conditions as they entered the final sector, although Norris and Piastri slid into the gravel at turn 12. The latter went deeper and was unable to return to the track in time to fully slow for turn 13, resulting in a slide into the grass. Covering from it, lap down before Max, who had assumed the lead, pitted for immediate tires. Yeah, I bet.
I've got the McLarens. First of all, Lando Norris, then Oscar Piastri. And Max Verstappen is on line to take second place, and he does so as the Australian driver spins on the...
That's not good. Speaking after recovering to finish 9th, not bad. I felt better. I'm just disappointed, obviously. Yeah, I mean, if you're doing very well and then all of a sudden the rain just screws you up, and especially that late, oh, that's got to feel just devastating. Sounds like Melbourne. Yeah, I bet. Lots of coastal area for sure. Because you get that, like, what are they called? You get like the hot and the cold meeting each other, and that you could just get drenched. Only got myself to blame. I've tried to push too much in those conditions, but the other 56 and 3/4 laps were very strong. Obviously very disappointed, but I think there are a lot of positives to take. Yes, that would be very disappointing to not win your home race, if you will. Quite a heartbreaking start to the season. Of the 5 races completed in 2025 so far, he has won 3. Dang. Max and Lando both have 1 each. Because of this, he's now leading the Drivers' Championship in just his 3rd season of F1, also becoming the first Australian to do so since Mark Webber in 2010. Mark happens to be Oscar's manager. Well, there you go. Good pedigree for sure. He was so strong until that slide. It was just a bummer. Oh my gosh. I don't even know. That would be just crushing. Jeez. I think I've seen that before, like maybe on highlights or something like that, where somebody was leading the last lap and then they crashed or had some issues. Maybe they pitted too early and they had to pit or something like that. I've seen some stuff like that. In 2024, he became the 4th driver in history to complete every single racing lap of a season. The only other drivers to do this are Michael Schumacher, that's a name I know, Lewis Hamilton, that's a name I know, and Max Verstappen. That's obviously a name I know. Dang, 4th driver in history to complete every single racing lap. It's amazing the fact that that is an accomplishment. But when you think about it, pop a tire, maybe something happens to the car, crash, obviously, somebody hits you, too much damage, can't really get it done. I mean, there's probably many ways to retire, quote unquote, from a race. I can't believe that it's only been done 4 times. That's crazy. Crazy to me. His teammate's Lando. Okay, all right. Charles Leclerc, Ferrari, currently 5th. It was the recommendation of Charles's godfather and Marussia F1 driver Jules Bianchi that brought Charles into Ferrari's junior program. Jules was the original choice to replace Kimi at Ferrari, but it ended up being Charles after Jules passed away in 2015. Following an accident at the 2014 Japanese Grand Prix. Fortunately, this would not be the last time Charles lost a loved one to motorsport as a close friend. I think Antoine, maybe? Anthony? Oh, Anthony Hubert. Roubaix. I'm not exactly sure. Lost his life. It seems French to me. Lost his life in a F2 crash at the Belgian Grand Prix in 2019. Good grief. Following day, Charles would go on to win his first F1 race. That's great. To go through that horrific of a situation and then to win the next one the following day. Good. Talk about highs and lows, right? It is French? Okay. I was looking at it, I'm like, I've never seen it spelled like that. Gotta be. Max Verstappen, Red Bull. Obviously pretty familiar with Max, just from, well, a couple introductions to Formula One. Currently 3rd, Max holds the record for youngest F1 driver, youngest F1 winner, most consecutive wins, most wins in a single season, and countless more. That is wild. Max has only ever been beaten by one of his 7 Formula One teammates in the driver's standing. Wow. Daniel Ricciardo, 2016 to 2017. Funnily enough, he and Daniel got on incredibly well despite crashing into each other during their time as teammates. I think it's pretty hard to hate Daniel, just from what I've seen. The guy just oozes charisma and humor, and it's just very funny to listen to him talk. Honestly, I hope he goes into broadcasting. I think that'd be wonderful for the sport. Lando Norris, McLaren, currently 2nd. In karting, he was so small that his team had to attach Velcro to the back of his suit and the seat so that he would be secure. That's hilarious. That is some really impressive Velcro. Coming into the 25 season, Oscar has become Lando's longest-running teammate in F1, having been partnered with Carlos Sainz in 2019 to 2020, Daniel in 2021 to 2022, and Oscar 23 and onwards. Kimi, Mercedes, currently 6th. Currently the youngest driver on the grid at age 18. That is wild. He is so young that Fernando Alonso, a fellow driver on the current grid, had won his first world championship before Kimi had been born. Oh my gosh. Good grief. I cannot imagine being 18 years old out there trying to be world champion. Like, that would just be, like, just to put this into perspective, at least in the US, that's 2 years removed from getting your driver's license. Obviously, he's been driving more frequently than that, or before that, but legally, that is driver's license age. 2 years after. He's still in school. I mean, it makes sense, right? That is unbelievable. That is a natural born talent. I would dare call that a child prodigy. That's crazy. He's taking his exams right now. Well, I wish him the best. Can you imagine taking your exams? Maybe, you're friends with people or whatever, and you just see him around school. I don't know if he's doing homeschool or whatever, just kind of because he's obviously on the move. constantly. But if he was in like a normal high school, it would be insane. Like you would just have this world-class driver. Meanwhile, you just got your license. You're driving like the family minivan into school or something like that. He's just rolls up in like a Mercedes S-Class or something like that. Who knows? Of the 6 rookies on the 2025 grid, he was one of 2 to not DNF, do not finish, at the Australian Grand Prix, and was the only rookie to score points, finishing an impressive 4th despite starting from 16th. That's crazy good. To go all the way to 4th from 16th. He's the rookie projected to be the future of F1. Nice. I would definitely say so. High five for Antonelli. Whether you see Antonelli as Lewis Hamilton's direct replacement or not, he stood out head and shoulders above the other 5 rookies with a fine performance. Starting down in 16th, the 18-year-old making notable overtakes, including twice passing Nico in near carbon copy moves. Mercedes team principal called the drive mega, as Antonelli crossed the line 4th, but was ultimately dropped to 5th following a 5-second penalty. Unsafe pit stop release into the path of another driver. Well, the kid's young, you know, you make mistakes. Good grief. I think today we got all the possible worst conditions for a first race. We got wet, slicks on damp, slicks on wet, and then back to wet. That's hilarious. Mother Nature keeping you guessing. Oof. Yeah, this would be me right here. Spun out or either like crashed into the wall. That would be me. Ooh. Ooh, jeez. Front fender just went whoop. Or I guess it's called the wing or something, right? Good Lord. So obviously he performed the best. Some other things. Rookie Isaac Hajar, maybe? Hajar? Crashed on the formation lap of the first race of the season when hitting a wet line on the track. Because of this, he was unable to start the race and walked back to his team with his helmet on, crying his eyes out. Oh my gosh. The formation lap. That's unbelievable. Isn't that... Okay. They removed that penalty after. That's great. That's good to hear. Formation lap. So it starts... I think it starts like this, right? Where you get on the track, you get in your position, and then you drive around, and then it goes to like the green flag or something like that. Isn't that right? Where you don't start the race from a standstill, you're actually like in a progression, basically. Yeah, okay. So I think I remember that from a NASCAR thing. And I'm just like, huh, that's kind of interesting. Obviously, it would be super dangerous if they were all like lined up 2 by 2. Just boom, like right into the person in front of you. It's to warm their tires. Okay, that makes sense. And they're doing the weaving back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I do that sometimes, you know, when I'm driving the car. You just got to warm the tires up. And it's funny. Seeing this, the father of Isaac's sporting hero, Lewis Hamilton, went to comfort him and make sure that he was okay. They will stop. They still stop, but only hold still for about a minute. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Liam Lawson, who replaced both Daniel and Sergio, only completed 2 race weekends with Red Bull this year before being swapped with Red Bull's driver Yuki. Dang, that's got to feel terrible. Boy, it definitely sounds like for Formula One, it's very much like, what have you done for me lately? How are you doing right now? Like, I doubt you can rest on your laurels for very long. It seems like they pull you if you're looking a certain way or not doing as well. Like, it seems really cutthroat. But then again, it makes sense. It's a lot of money. Cars are very expensive. But yeah, it is really, you would hope it's just business and not personal, right? Red Bull is pretty cutthroat. Yeah, it's not surprising, honestly. Really isn't. They drive the formation lap, then stop at the grid boxes, and then the 5 red lights come on. Oh, okay. Good to know. Appreciate it. That is, ooh, very much what have you done for me? That's crazy. Daniel notoriously loved the Austin race and once even rode in on a horse. And I saw a video of Gordon Ramsay, the chef. Probably know Gordon Ramsay. He's pretty ubiquitous at this point. But I saw a video of him doing a Texas Frito pie on the racetrack in Austin. Looked pretty good. Can't say I've ever had one. Oscar has a habit of trying to claim as many races as possible as home races to the point where during the Monaco Grand Prix in 2024, Charles offered to adopt him, and Oscar showed up on a timing screen as Oscar Piastri Leclerc. That's so funny. That's very funny. Here's Jules and Charles. That's sad. That's sad to see. Kimmy pictured with Max. Oh my gosh. What? That age difference is crazy. A very little Lando. Daniel clobbering Lando. I think her face says it all, honestly. Daniel and Max signing a photo of their crash. Oh my gosh. Daniel's fault. Max's fault. That's one of the funniest things ever. What a memento that is. What a keepsake. Daniel on a horse. That's probably what we were talking about 2 seconds ago. With the American flag jacket. Good Lord. Isaac and Anthony Hamilton. Oh, okay. That's that moment. It was nice sharing time with the dad of my idol. It was quite a special moment, and Lewis sent me a message later that day. Really classy guys. Yeah, that's got to be brutal. Brutal. During the formation lap. Like, what? Excellent. Really appreciate it, Chloe. That was lovely. Lots of good information there. I cannot get over this Kimi Antonelli. 18 years old, in school, taking exams, and doing this. And not being bad at it either. Like, not like last place, barely in it. Like, no, like in it. It is wild. That's so crazy. I think what's really impressive is when they're able to repair the car during the race. I mean, the amount of pressure and timing and all that stuff. Obviously, you can't do like a full rebuild, but if it's just a little tweak here and there, I think I've seen like some of the frame be damaged and they like just pull on it, like pop it back into place. That kind of stuff. Like, it's pretty impressive, the engineering that goes on in the race. You know, a lot of the viewing of it is obviously the driving, overtaking and defense and all that stuff, when to pit. Seeing how the pit row kind of works is fascinating, and how fast they're able to change tires and whatnot. But I think an overshadowed part of it is probably in the garage. You know, if they have to go to the garage, just it's impressive that they're able to take it apart, fix it, put it back together, and then get it back out there. Like, that is, you wish normal car service was that fast. I've never gone for an oil change or anything like that, and it's been quick. Never. Absolutely never. Then again, I don't go to one of those, is it like the quick oil changes or whatever? Those shops. I always go to like a dealership, which is probably my issue. It's always just like, okay, we're changing the oil and then we'll do an inspection on it, and that'll be an hour and a half. Like, what? Hour and a half? Just change the oil. That's it. That's all we need. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. I recently had a tire replaced, right? I had a flat on the tire. I looked at it. It was like a nail just completely in the tire, and it was too close to the side wall that they wouldn't fix it. Like, it was just unfixable. It would blow out the tire, and I would be like, into a ditch. So I got it replaced, and it took an hour and 25 minutes to swap out a rubber tire. Hour and 25 minutes. Almost 2 hours. I was shocked. I'm just lucky I brought my work computer. Just like, this is insane. Does it take that long? Oh my gosh. Watching Pit Row, it's like, dang, I wish everything was that fast. But then again, you'd have to have like a dedicated team or whatever. Anyway, fascinating stuff. Obviously, the season is kicked off and currently interesting. I mean, going to Miami, I got to assume the humidity is an issue there. Obviously, you're losing a lot of water weight, sweating. It's usually warm in Miami, humidity. And, I mean, rain on top of that, like, ugh. Can't imagine what that's like, because you have, like, the fire retardant suit. You got, like, all that stuff. You got the helmet. You got open air. Ugh. Definitely got to make sure you're, what did they call it? Drinking? Got to make sure your drink is on or something. Makes the 1.8 pit stop McLaren did more impressive. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine if you went to like a tire place, you pulled in, and it took them 1.8 seconds to put on a new tire, and you just drive off? That would be the most painless thing ever. Like, that would just be incredible. Oh my gosh. Or like a oil change that fast? Oh, crazy. All right. Let's hop into the next one. It is Amelia and Link, Back to December, which I'm pretty sure is the Taylor Swift song. Yes, it is. The streak continues. I don't know how many videos in a row there's been a Taylor song, but there's been a lot. There's been a lot. Maybe in the near future. Honestly, if somebody came up with that idea and it was just like the quickest like car service business or something like that, or maybe they're able to do a oil change within like a couple minutes or change a tire in like seconds, I think that would be very impressive. I think they would absolutely clean up. They would absolutely clean up. All right. Amelia and Link, Back to December. This is Grey's Anatomy. Reacted to quite a few Grey's Anatomy videos recently. They are always usually very heartfelt. If there's one thing that I know of about Grey's Anatomy, is that it's very emotion driven. Like, it can be such a tearjerker, and some of the scenes that stick out to me are the plane crash one, island. Ooh. People dying, whether it's, relationships, breaking up, that kind of stuff. Like, it's very interesting how many different storylines they've covered in, I don't know, how many years has Grey's Anatomy been on? It feels like it's been on for 20 years at this point. I think it's been like 19 seasons, 18 seasons, something like that. But it's unbelievable. And the staying power of the audience. for Grey's Anatomy is incredible. Like, most shows don't have that kind of loyal audience after that many years. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this. Then we'll learn a little bit more about Amelia and Link.
I'm so glad you made time to see me. How's life? Tell me how's your family? I haven't seen them in a while. You've been good, busier than ever. We small talk, work and the weather.
Oh my gosh, I recognize this dude.
And I know why. Because the last time you saw me is still burning.
We're over.
Your mind. You gave me roses and I left them there to die. So this is me swallowing my pride, standing in front of you, saying I'm sorry for that night. And I go back to December all the time. It turns out freedom ain't nothing but missing you, wishing I'd realized what I had when you were mine. I go back to December, turn around.
I'm making some space for us to sit while you have all your feelings.
I broke your heart. You felt blindsided. And I had forgotten exactly how badly that hurt.
These days I haven't been sleeping, staying up, playing back myself, leaving when your birthday passed and I didn't call.
A birthday cake of donuts. Honestly, that sounds amazing. I don't know. It's difficult to just have one donut. They're just too good. Does that give you permission to have like 6 donuts? Because that would be... I might actually have to try that. But it's my birthday. I can have a dozen donuts. Oh, private jet.
He gave me a son. And I get to be his dad. So, I don't hate you. I love you. Just not in the painful way anymore.
Damn, that is maturity right there. That's accepting reality. Owning what's happening or what happened. That's impressive. That is impressive.
Thinking, probably mindless dreaming. But if we loved again, I swear I'd love you right. I'd go back in time and change it, but I can't.
Is that your kid? That's Scout. Dad sends a good night photo of him every night that he has him. Even if we're fighting. I hate that I broke his heart.
Arguably the most tragic character, really.
How do you just let someone like that go? But also, I don't want rain.
He wasn't perfect for me. Maybe he's perfect for you.
I love you. And I'm gonna love you. Forever.
You unbelievable dummy. I love you too.
Oh my gosh. Go ahead and throw that some love. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw out some love yourself. And for those watching live, that's the link in the chat. Wow. What's interesting is immediately I recognized Link. And you know, it's just one of those people that immediately, as soon as you see him, you're like, I remember that. And it's such a small character. Such an unbelievably small character in this reference that I'm referencing. You'll know in about 2 seconds. Played Luke in the OC. He was the rich kid that Ryan was like, you know what I like about rich kids? Decked him in the face and said nothing. Just a little reference point there. I was like, he looks familiar. Something about him. And then I'm like, wait a minute. He was that rich kid that got punched in the face. What happened between Amelia and Link on Grey's Anatomy? And are they getting back together? Uh-oh. There are so many couples to pay attention to on Grey's Anatomy. 18 seasons. It was a couple of years ago. Who knows what it is right now. Witnessed her father's murder at only 5 years old. Good grief. Got addicted to alcohol. Brother and father figure died. Some of her friends died. Plus, she's been working on trying to fix her problems with ruining her relationship. That is a lot. That's a lot of damage. That is emotional damage. That is a lot of damage. That's a lot of trauma. That's really unfortunate. And obviously, if you go through anything serious, or we are. What's a good way to put this? We are a result of our past experiences. Now, that being said, we don't have to continue being the result of those past experiences. But until you work through it, you are the result of those. It can be really negative. It can be really taxing on the people around you, relationships, whatever. And it's something you got to work through. And we all have something past, whether it's how we were raised, who we hung out with, who our parents were, whatever, that we have to work through. For 18 seasons, we've grown to know and love so many characters as they make their living working at the Gray Sloan Memorial Hospital. We've also seen them spend time with each other off the clock romantically. You know what I was thinking is, does Grey's Anatomy suffer from too many characters, too many storylines, too many subplots, and it doesn't quite get to them all? Because it seems like there's a lot of different characters that kind of just go through each season. Do they try to condense it down to a certain amount of people in one season, or is it just one big continuous storyline for everybody? And there's 20 different characters that we learn about and follow. The relationship between Amelia and Link was always a big deal for fans of the show, and it seems they might be reconnecting soon. Season 15, their relationship first sparks. She does her best to avoid him because she is embarrassed that she broke down emotionally in front of him. Instead of allowing her to keep running away, he makes it clear he's interested. They almost kiss. Hey. From then on, it is hard for Amelia and Link to stay away from each other. They know they're both interested in each other, but figure they should keep their romance a secret. Unfortunately for them, it doesn't last long. People around them quickly find out about their blossoming love story. Well, that didn't work out. After a disastrous event in the hospital where one of their patients ended up getting paralyzed, they lean on each other for emotional support and grow closer. A few episodes later, Amelia makes sure to remind Link that she wants to keep the relationship totally casual, even though she took him with her to meet her family in New York. Okay, that's not casual. That's not casual. The mixed signals are pretty annoying for him to deal with. Yeah, that's not surprising. What happened next? Beginning of season 16, especially complicated. Amelia finds out she is pregnant. She wants to keep dating Link without getting things too serious. Yep. Yeah. Well, that's consistency, I guess. But the unexpected pregnancy puts a damper on her original plan. Yeah, I'd say so. Honestly, they do a decent job, although they do have a habit of finishing up story arcs by either traumatizing them so much. Jeez. They quit their jobs at the hospital and move away, or just kill them off. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's like a carousel of a revolving door of actors. Just, all right, kill them off next. That's funny. They finally reveal that they are falling in love with each other, but more complications pop up when she realizes the baby could possibly belong to Owen instead of Link. Oh boy. Well, that's keeping it casual, folks. That's keeping it very casual. There's a whole mess about whether or not they should get a paternity test. Well, yes, that is something you would do. When Link insists she test the paternity of the unborn child, she decides to end the relationship entirely because she's so offended. What? How is that offensive? What? If it's Owen's, go be with Owen. What? That math ain't mathin'. He quickly realizes he probably shouldn't have pressured her to get the test. Really? Link tells her he loves her regardless and would be all in with the baby whether or not it's his child. That's crazy. That's pretty crazy. Not gonna lie. After the official paternity test results come back, okay, so they actually did do it, revealing that the baby is indeed his. Hey, now you can lean into it 100%. They share a very emotional moment. I'm sure that was lovely. An even more meaningful moment comes after the birth of their son in the season 16 finale. They try to come up with their perfect name, settle on Scout, Derek, Shepard, Lincoln, in honor of McDreamy. You know what's funny is I never watched the show, but this show was so big. It was so big that I knew of McDreamy and McSteamy. Those were universally known terms, names, concepts. I didn't even watch the show and I knew of those. That is some incredible power and importance in pop culture. In her mind, she wanted to know he would stay with her no matter what, but yes, it's crazy. Absolutely, Megan. That is wild. An even more meaningful moment comes after the birth of their son. Yep. But also in connection with Link's real name, Atticus, To Kill a Mockingbird. Oh yeah, Atticus Finch. The classic novel. Fast forward to the finale episode of season 17, when Grey's Anatomy fans watch the relationship between Amelia and Link totally crumble. Oh boy. He attempts to propose to her, but it ends up being a total failure. That is a nightmare. Oh my gosh. Just as, somebody who will probably eventually propose, the idea of it ending up as a nightmare or failure is just horrendous. Oh my gosh. Because if we're, being totally honest, doing a proposal for marriage is extremely vulnerable. Like, you are literally getting on one knee traditionally for Western standards, I guess. You're literally getting on one knee and basically just like throwing yourself at the other person in a way. And they can either say yes, and it's like a huge happy moment, or they say no, or maybe I'll think about it, and you're just crushed. And the funny part is, if you get a no for the proposal, that's like getting rejected by somebody you've already been dating. So you've passed the hurdle of getting rejected right off the bat. But further down the line, when things develop, now you're getting rejected. Like that is 100% worse. 100% worse. I would love to see, oh my gosh, I would love to see stats on how many marriage proposals fail. Like the rate of yes versus no. That would be interesting. Because I wonder if it's more no than I think it is. Or, believe it to be. This couple's been through the ringer and endured so many highs and lows since getting started. It'll be interesting to see what happens next for them. Cool. Let's see, what else we got here? Grey's Anatomy finale broke up a major couple, and it's a good thing. What? There's that donut cake. I gotta do that one of these years. I mean, donuts are perfect. It's like it's a breakfast thing, although technically, I mean, when you're thinking about it, donuts are extremely sugary and fried, and like it's a terrible way to start your morning. But it also is a heck of a dessert option. I don't know if I've ever had a donut as dessert, though. That's the crazy part. It's perfectly a dessert food. At the beginning of season 17, Amelia Shepard and Atticus Lincoln felt like the singular bright spot in an unfathomably dark storm. Leading lady Meredith Grey had just contracted the pandemic. The Gray Sloan Memorial staff was drowning in unmitigated carnage of the pandemic, and most people were either fighting with their significant other or unhappily single. Wasn't that a thing? A lot of people broke up because of the, or got divorced because of the stay at home. I think I remember hearing about that. Like, finally, people were forced to be together, and a lot of them, or some of them, realized, this is just not working out. I know we live together, and maybe we're married, but I never was forced to spend this much time with you. And now I realize I hate you. Like, what the heck? That's crazy that occurred. The newlyweds and happiest pair in this Thursday night season finale, Someone Saved My Life Tonight, were still suffering through the difficulties of a long-distance relationship and a global health emergency. But not Amelia and Link. They carved out time for genuinely intimate times while caring for 4 kids, including their own new infant son, Scout. Amelia and Link had a beautifully lit... Okay, how am I even supposed to say that? How am I even supposed to say that? Intimate moment with themselves in the backyard. In an ocean of despair, Amelia and Link were at least somewhat happy and unquestionably turned on. A reminder of Grey's Anatomy's past. Then the season 17 finale broke them up. Ends with Link's attempted but failed proposal. God, that's nightmare fuel. Considering the strength of Amelia and Link's partnership, for much of the season, fans should hypothetically be enraged by this split. But when you really think about it, the breakup is actually a good thing. A sign of tremendous, laudable growth for Amelia. Someone Saved My Life Tonight tracks the very divergent viewpoints of co-parents Amelia and Link when it comes to their relationship. Link, seemingly energized by Meredith's recovery and the general optimism of a world with pandemic vaccines, starts seriously considering marriage during the December 2020 section of the time-jumping finale. Link tells best friend Joe that he has been planning a proposal for weeks and brought 3 possible engagement rings. 3? Good Lord. That's funny. That's fun. Oh my gosh. He nearly pops the question on Christmas morning. At this point in the episode, Mia has already admitted to her Narcotics Anonymous group that she wishes Link really got her struggles as someone with addiction problems and that she doesn't want what he wants in terms of more children. Quote, I feel lonely in it, Amelia sighs early in the episode. Oh boy. Different pages. Oh my gosh. The question is, did they have these conversations as well? Like, this feels like a pretty good thing to bring up to Link. They make it obvious the doctors in this show are paid really well. That's good to know. These cracks have been visible since season 17's 11th episode. I haven't thought about it. I haven't had time. Sorry doesn't always make it right. Amelia tells Link about marriage after he attempts a stressed-out proposal, and she refuses. Oh, God. I haven't had time either, but I've still thought about it, Link responds. When Link says he would marry Amelia in a hot minute, all she can ask is why. Ooh, that burns. Oh, that burns. Oh, my God. Oh, gosh. Amelia's problems are fully illuminated by a finale conversation with Richard Weber, another doctor constantly striving to overcome the disease of addiction. It doesn't have to work, Richard tells Amelia about her relationship after a meeting. He points out a mental fallacy that plagues people with addiction. The assumption that the disease is the only reason our lives are a mess. Since Amelia is in recovery and sober, she has convinced herself everything else should be clicking. That's not always the case, Richard continues. You're allowed to want what you want, even if it's not what he wants. It's life-changing advice. It's also advice Amelia traditionally would not accept during earlier seasons of Grey's Anatomy. Interesting. So much of Amelia Grey's... So much of Amelia's Grey's Anatomy journey has been defined by your tireless effort to prove she can live up to other people's versions of normal as she works through her own isolating substance abuse issues and mental health needs. A lot of the time, that desire pushes Amelia to make big commitments she would rather avoid, including weddings. Amelia often refers to her troubled marriage with Owen as proof of her self-perceived dysfunction during Sorry Doesn't Always Make It Right. 2 initial failed proposals. Oh my gosh. Amelia tells Link she was a terrible wife to her ex, Owen Hunt. When Link reminds Amelia she had a brain tumor at the time, she still credits her own personality as the main source of the problem. Wait a minute. Are we talking 3 failed proposals? Huh? Someone Saved My Life Tonight gives us an Amelia who no longer feels diminished due to her disease. She can confidently, if sadly, refuse a proposal most people would quickly accept. Amelia says in NA meeting, Link, gorgeous, tall, compassionate, and successful surgeon. Nothing but wonderful. That doesn't change the fact that she doesn't want more kids in the traditional life Link and another personal, originally reticent of marriage, has warmed to over the last season. Oh, so he wants more kids, she doesn't? Because they already have 1, right? They agreed they didn't want to get married, and if either changed their minds, it would be a discussion. No discussion was had when Link proposed. Oh, boy. I don't know how I forgot the brain tumor. So they didn't have the discussion. It was just immediately, boop, done. That's too bad. So yeah, probably should have had the discussion before popping the question. Dang. Hey. So when Link proposes with a perfect speech on a private section of beach during Maggie's wedding reception, oh, come on now. Don't be stealing the light, all right? It's somebody else's wedding reception. That's a terrible time. Amelia doesn't say yes. She stays silent in the face of 3 smiling nieces and nephews. Oh, gosh. Each holding a different spectacular engagement ring for her. Come on now. Oh, boy. To involve the children. Oh, that's not good. Number 1, it's ridiculous. Just pick one. Just pick one. Just pick one ring. You know, get her opinion on rings beforehand. Go with the size and just pick one. And if you don't know which one to pick, just do eeny, meeny, miny, moe, right? Flip a coin. Each holding a different spectacle. And the kids were there too. That's crazy. Link understands that silence as a tacit no and closes the box he's holding. Oh boy. Could you imagine? That closing sound of the box would be so loud. So loud. While we don't see Amelia again in the finale, Grey's Anatomy does follow up with Link. He shows up at Joe's new apartment, which is Jackson Avery's old apartment, to ask if he can crash there. It's an upsetting scene, but the alternate option would have been Amelia accepting his proposal, followed by countless monotonous season 18 episodes of Amelia questioning whether she should have actually be married to the man who desperately loves her. No one wants that. You went through it with Christina Yang twice. Oh my gosh. Maybe if he got 4 rings, yeah, that might have been it. The 4th one does it. Seals the deal. My God. You know what I'm picturing right now is all the nieces and nephews closing their boxes too. Just in succession. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, good grief. That's so tragic and heartbreaking. Grey's Anatomy, 5 ways Amelia and Link make complete sense, and 5 ways they don't. Makes sense. Both have gone through a lot. See, 2 incidents, especially the untimely end of her baby, left her devastated. She also struggled with addiction, obviously, we went over. Link 2 has had his own share of trauma. He was diagnosed with bone cancer as a young boy. Ended up beating it. He was still miserable. His parents' divorce. Okay. Seeing how both of them been through so much, it made sense that they would be able to support each other. They are polar opposites. I mean, that's kind of rough. That's kind of rough. In terms of their natures, though, Amelia couldn't be farther from Link, although she no longer appears excessively volatile, and nor does she appear to unravel all the time as she did before her brain tumor was diagnosed and removed. She is still prone to anxiousness. Link, on the other hand, seems to be just the opposite, more relaxed temperament, loves to take life as it comes. As mentioned by, well, he was living in the OC, as we are aware. As mentioned by Amelia in season 17, Link has a tendency for escapism, falling asleep whenever any crisis crops up. Easy to wonder if two people with such diametrically opposed character, opposite characters, there we go, could have a relationship that is not full of friction. Yeah, true. They have chemistry, but they're polar opposites. Opposites attract. Is that what they say? I think it is. Polar opposites or not, Link and Amelia have some lovely chemistry going for them. Fans have been starved of any meaningful romance when it comes to Amelia for the longest time, so the Link-Amelia chemistry came as a breath of fresh air. They were waiting to explode. Well, that's not good. Despite how Link and Amelia's relationship has been going relatively smoothly, which at first, for Amelia at least, it was always felt as though something would come up at any moment and their lives would simply explode. Perhaps it's been the tradition of Grey's universe to accept the worst all the time, or expect the worst, but fans have been waiting nervously from the other's shoe to drop in this apparently smooth sailing relationship. Well, they weren't wrong. Yeah, it dropped. And it closed. All 3 of those ring boxes. They might be good for each other. Interestingly, their different personalities might actually be the very things that bring them closer, since if there's one thing that is universally accepted, it's that opposites attract. Just Link calms Amelia down a bit. And Amelia manages to galvanize Link into action, bringing him out of his otherwise relaxed nature. Link still doesn't get Amelia, though. Link fails to understand Amelia even now. She's a recovering addict. Link isn't, leaving her feeling lonely at times. Well, I mean, at that point, what do you can only be in relationships with other addicts? That seems odd. The internal struggle that Amelia goes through is not something that Link is ever likely to completely understand or appreciate. Well, obviously. I mean, unless you want him to become an addict and then he recovers, and that way you're both on equal footing. Possibility, right? So even though both have had trauma in their past, there are still gaps in how intimately they connect with each other. Amelia's family was warming up to Link. Amelia Shepard comes from a family where everyone seems to be on everyone else's back, judging, nagging, hurting, without batting an eyelid. And as the Shepard family's black sheep, Amelia has been shown to get the burnt end of it all. Her toxic relationship with her family was highlighted when they refused to attend her wedding to Owen. Yikes. Also when she took Link along under false pretenses to attend a dinner at her sister's place. This is my friend, my casual friend. It was during this very dinner that Amelia's sisters, otherwise clearly not well disposed towards her, had demonstrated some interest and even shown an inclination to like Link. He had been his normal self, except, of course, he was playing a part, and the family seemed to be warming up to him. At least Amelia might have family. Wait, at least Amelia might have finally had her family's approval if she was looking for it. Yeah. Oh my gosh, this is the picture. Oh. What a terrible idea. Oh my gosh. What are you, marrying 3 people? That's crazy. Oh. The writers really wanted to make Link look like a total idiot right here. I had to look away when this scene came on. Oh my gosh, yes. It is so embarrassing and cringe and just no one would tell you this is a good idea. No one. Literally. If you went to a ring shop and you said, I don't know what ring to get, I guess I should get all 3. Even the person working on commission at the ring store would still be like, maybe just pick one. One of the biggest reasons they don't make sense is because they clearly want different things in life. Link wants more children. I mean, well, that's a big one. And a married life, where Amelia doesn't. This is what the latter had been reflecting on for a while in the final episodes, possibly led to the twist after Link's proposal in the season finale. Amelia had never been shown to be someone who knew exactly what she wanted in life, kind of like 500 Days of Summer, I guess. Yet this was the one time she seemed sure. She's not looking at a fairy tale life with the white picket fence, as Link seems to be imagining that is a bridge they need to cross before committing. Yeah. That's brutal. Unfortunately, honestly, I think this is very similar to 500 Days of Summer. He wanted something. He wanted the white picket fence, the family, more kids. And she was looking for something else, and he didn't understand it, yet he still proposed in the most cringe way possible. But he still proposed, even though they were not on the same page at all. Like it's kind of similar in a way. Boy, that's terrible. Gosh. Oh my gosh. What was the plan there? She says yes, you get married, and then hopefully you change her mind? Like, what? Oh my God. They kept it together during the pandemic. Actually, that's pretty impressive. Some people didn't. Already spent a lifetime together keeping house and looking after a whole battalion of children, most of whom weren't even their own. They did this throughout the global pandemic, and perhaps if they have been through that, they can get through anything together except a proposal. Pandemic, which the series incorporated throughout its 17th season, has been pushing people to their limits, testing them, often gets perspective in times like this. 2 of them were good at handling things. The relationship progressed due to the surprise pregnancy. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Wonder how many couples get married because of a unexpected little one. What if I come up with all these questions and I'm just like, I wonder what the stats are. Finally, Amelia and Link's relationship had progressed quite far without too many hitches. Well, except that one time when Amelia wasn't sure whose baby she was carrying. Oh my gosh. It was the surprise pregnancy and the sudden arrival of baby Scout that seemed to bring the parents together, as it usually does. Well, maybe not. Before they could take any serious decision regarding their lives together, the pandemic happened and forced the relationship to evolve even further. So perhaps they should really ask themselves if living together was what they wanted. The answer to that, apparently, was no. Oh my gosh, this image is just haunting. I could have gone my entire life without knowing this cringe scene happened. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so bad. The writers did him dirty. Writers did him very dirty there. That is crazy. Yeah, just different desires in life, I guess. You know? You wanted more of the traditional family or whatever, getting married, having kids, whatever. And she just wasn't in that place. She's more focused on recovery, and maybe she doesn't want that. I don't know. But it's usually a deal breaker for most people, right? One wants kids, one doesn't want kids. Boop. Done. That's a wrap. Moving on. Like, it's usually the end. Like, you usually don't propose after information like that. And the fact that they're still being a thing is odd. Or if one's just like, I want to get married. And the other one's like, I don't want to get married. All right, bye-bye. And you leave. Like, I don't know. I guess sometimes it's a little more difficult, but very interesting. Very, very interesting relationship there. Obviously, she's been through a lot. Obviously, he has as well. I would say he probably has moved through some of that stuff, and she's obviously still dealing with it. Addiction is something that never really goes away. It's very much a part of you and a part of your life. For life, because you're trying not to fall off the wagon or whatever they say. So but expecting somebody to know what that's like and feeling lonely because of it, like, at that point, meet somebody at the anonymous meeting and work a relationship. If you're looking for somebody that has that direct experience, you're looking for a 2-addict household. And that's pretty unreasonable, honestly, to expect somebody to know exactly how that is without going through it. That's unreasonable to expect it. Unless you are dating other addicts, which, who knows? Maybe you're into. Maybe that'll be more comforting. I like Link, but Amelia clearly fell a lot harder for Kai. But sadly, that didn't work out either. Gosh. Grey's Anatomy, the place where relationships go to die, apparently. At least for now. Okay. All right. There's some hope. Hopefully that works out. We shall see. All righty. Let's move on to the next one. It is One Piece. The Kindest Heart. Vinsmoke Sanji, I think, how you say it. Let's see. Need more information on this. Literally my second favorite OP character after Luffy, of course. Be interesting. It was released 3 years ago. Let's go ahead and pull that up. Done a few One Piece reactions. Seems like a really interesting show, anime. Obviously, I love the idea of sailing and being free on the water and pirates and all that good stuff. So it kind of speaks to me in a way. Oh, I got to readjust this. I definitely have to readjust this. There we go. As while Kai didn't truly understand her problems with addiction, she helped her figure out more of her identity, as Kai was her first queer relationship on screen, at least. Oh, okay. Well, that would explain some. That definitely explains a little bit.
Sanji. ジェルマ王国のプリンスだ。野郎どもへ女に会ってくる。必ず戻る。
I gotta go see about a girl.
俺はノースブルーだからな。みんなには言ったことなかったか？
初耳だな。お前もイーストだと思ってたよ。
育ちやな。まあどうでもいいさ。
世界中の魚たちが住んでる海のコックにとったら楽園のような海域だよ。俺はいつか必ず見つけ出すんだ。
サンジさん、一体どんな生い立ちを。
出来損ない。
どうせお前は将来戦士として役に立たない。助ける義理も育てる価値もない。お前は一族の恥だ。
サンジ、また作ってくれる？
Brutal.
俺コックになりたいんだ。
お前は生贄だ、サンジ。貴様を息子だなんてみじんも思っちゃいない。
What?
二度とここへ戻っちゃダメよ。海は広い。いつか必ず優しい人たちに会えるから。
くそうめえだろ。
おーい、よかったな、飯食わしてもらって。なあコック、お前俺の仲間になってくれよ。
お前の船のコックは俺が引き受ける。
長い間クソお世話になりました。このご恩は一生忘れません。人間としてならいくらでも間違え、だが男の道を踏み外した時はてめえの金玉を切り落とし、この俺も首を切る。職に敬意を払えねえバカも、女に手を挙げる男も、部下を人とも思わねえ王族のおごりも、お前たちの全てが俺の思想に反する。
旅はまだ途中だぞ。お前は俺の船のコックだから。
Oh. Oh, I was like, is it over? No. Fade to black.
サンジさんはね、優しいんです。俺は仲間に隠し事をしてたつもりはない。お前たちがどんな罠を仕掛けたか知らないが、彼は度を超えて優しいから。誰かのために犠牲になると決めたらもう動かない。おい、みんなにはよろしく言っといてくれよ。悪いな、コックならまた探してくれ。
サンジ、誰よりも優しい私の弟。
俺だって死ぬくらいのことしねえとクソじじいに恩返しできねえんだよ。料理人は手が命。戦闘で傷つけるわけにはいかねえんだ。
That is facts.
この足で仕留めてやるよ。手が大切だと言ってたな。この島から出ようとすると両腕が吹き飛ぶ。
だからって店のために死ぬのかよ。
Everyone's so angry and
恩
aggressive.
返しじゃねえぞ。そんなつもりで助けてくれたんじゃねえ。生かしてもらって死ぬなんて弱えやつのやることだ。
弟に手出しするやつら私が許さない。話しちゃダメよ、絶対に。
Seems like he found his purpose.
もう二度と俺の前に現れないはずの過去だった。
俺はお前の作った飯しか食わねえ。お前がいねえと俺は海賊王になれねえ。
それに所属することが俺にとっての恥なんだよ。サンジ、なぜ助けた。父親が悲しむ。ガキの頃の過ぎ去った恨みに固執して血を分けた実の家族の死を嘲笑う程度の小せえ男になったのかと。
That is a good point.
あの人に顔向けできねえような生き方は俺はしねえ。
Can't let your past consume you.
ジェルマから逃げ出したビンスモーク・サンジは海で一度死んだんだ。お前もそれを望んでいた。お前は俺の父親じゃねえ。ビンスモーク・ジャッジ。怖くてコックが捕まるかよ。海軍は俺を
Can't stand the heat. Stay out of the kitchen.
後々この一味で最も厄介な存在になるのはこの黒足のサンジだ。
What's amazing is the amount of passion involved. It is something. I usually don't watch a lot of content that deals with a lot of like, and it's not like yelling, but it's like controlled yelling. You know what I mean? Like it's passionate. It's a bit louder than talking normally, but it's not like yelling to yell. Very interesting. I mean, I've heard it obviously in other animes and stuff like that, but it's just kind of fascinating. It's basically its own thing. Very much a facet, if you will. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw out some much deserved love. Oh, go ahead and bring it back to me. And I will throw the link here in the live chat for those of you watching if you'd like to throw out some love, and also check out their channel. They might have other videos that you might be interested in. What a tragic beginning story there. Obviously, very much a rejected part of the family. Like, you'll never be a son to me, etc. Like, that is brutal. Brutal to tell a child. And then, you know, obviously you're dealing with that for probably the rest of your life. Feeling like you never live up. Trying to win approval. All that stuff. You know, I just want someone to be proud of me, etc. Anime does a great job of getting across emotions. Absolutely. That is what I've noticed from the reactions of anime that I've done so far. It is highly emotional in some of the best ways. I mean, you really can't get across the amount of emotion that you can with animation. You can really, like, lines of the face, everything. Like, over exaggerate how many tears are coming out. Obviously, it's like a river, basically. It's a waterfall. It's just, it's a beautiful way to express human emotion. Really wonderful. I always praise anime because the action is just so much better than live action. You can get away with more. You can make just the most insane things happen because all you have to do is draw it. As opposed to live action where you got to CGI the heck out of it. Maybe you do some practical effects. It's a lot of money, takes time. Whereas anime, you can literally just sit down and just boot, do, and then a nuclear explosion, and then, you know, this person slices this person in half, and you're just drawing these things, and it takes like 2 seconds. Well, not 2, but it takes 2 seconds compared to working on CGI probably. But, and it looks good no matter what. Like, there's no degradation of the anime because you're doing all these crazy things. Whereas if you do CGI and you don't spend enough money, don't put enough time into it, it looks awful. Terrible. I'm sure we've all seen movies with terrible CGI. Seemingly, the weird part is in most movies that have it right now, the CGI looks like straight hot garbage. Which is weird because the technology's gotten better. I just think they put less time into it. Just quicker turnarounds. Get it out, get it out, get it out. Let's go ahead and bring up some information on Sanji. Vinsmoke, most commonly known by his moniker. You gotta be kidding me. That cannot be a moniker for this character. That's the moniker? Really? Are we aware of the current slang for that word? Fictional character and protagonist from the One Piece series. He's a pirate and the cook of the Straw Hat Pirates. I'm not even going to say that word because I know YouTube knows about it. If I know about it, YouTube knows about it. Former sous chef and third son of the Vinsmoke family, thus making him a prince of the Germa Kingdom until he officially denounced them once again. That's not surprising. He's obsessed with women. Well, there you go. Makes sense. Constantly looking for approval. Hopefully they're nice to him. He first meets the pirates when they arrive at his mentor's restaurant at sea. He feeds a pirate who was refused food from other chefs at the restaurant. His act of kindness leads to a forceful takeover by the heartless pirate Don. After a grueling struggle to defend Barati, I think, Sanji leaves the nest with his mentor's blessing and joins as the crew chef. Officially the 5th member of the crew and the 4th to join, doing so at the end of the Barati arc. Since he was born in North Blue, he is the first Straw Hat not to originate from East Blue. Interesting. Mentors a former pirate named Zeph, who had been with Sanji since childhood. When he was a child, Zeph and his crew raided the ship Sanji was working on for loot. They were both shipwrecked by a storm, stranded on an isolated island. Zeph damaged his leg while saving Sanji from drowning, gave the child whatever food rations they had. Driven to desperation by his eventual hunger, Sanji plotted to kill Zeph for the mysterious bag he had beside him. He is shocked to learn it was actually treasure and that Zeph ate his own whittled leg to keep Sanji alive. That's cool. Though they were shortly after saved by a passing boat, the unlikely duo share and connect with the same dream of one day finding the rumored chef's paradise. Great Blue, legendary sea filled with delicacies where all 4 seas meet. Interesting. Got a bounty on him, which is only valid if captured alive. Per the request of his father. One of his most notable characteristics is the kind, calm, cool, and collected manner in which he carries himself. Tends to speak in a very composed manner. That's probably from getting verbally beat down as a child. Made him quiet, calm, and cool. Tends to speak in a very composed manner, even in dire situations, rarely acts without thinking. His demeanor in a lot of ways can be compared to that of a secret agent. This is amplified by the fact that he tends to wear a suit. Very often enjoys a smoke, and in the anime they tend to play smooth music with jazzy undertones when he speaks. Quite often makes comedic expressions or exceptions to this, such as when the presence of a beautiful woman or when angered by a crew member. Like Frankie, Sanji is not afraid to show his emotions when the moment calls for it. Entirely capable of crying or losing his temper, results in Sanji's short fuse, subsequent beatings of most villains, and Luffy. In fact, a running gag has appeared since Sanji's fight with Jabra, during which he stated that when he gets angry, he heats up. After his fight, when Sanji gets particularly angry at a villain, he appears to burst into flames. See, that's the kind of cool stuff you can do with that. He has a habit of separating himself from everyone else. That's not surprising. He does admit that he's not perfect. None of us are. None of us are. Able to think one step ahead in most situations, especially during dangerous situations. That's good to have. Enjoys relaxing with a cup of tea. Very amorous, constantly flirting with any attractive and beautiful woman he sees. There you go. Thus earning him the nickname Pervy Chef. In fact, he claimed that Nami was 98.72% of the reason he joined Luffy's crew in the first place. Since and a while after returning to Djibouti archipelago. After his 2 years on whatever island, Sanji became even more perverted, making lewd faces when he so much as thought of beautiful women, primarily his crewmates, Nami and Rob. I mean, that's a little much. You're stuck on a boat, and you're just constantly flirting with these two fellow people. Acting strangely when he gets close to real women, causing others to question about his health. He's also known to show jealousy towards others when their luck with women appears better than his. Sheesh. He's also amorous towards females of different humanoid species such as mermaids and minks. I mean, I think we're seeing something here. It doesn't matter if they swim, crawl, walk, or run. He's into them. He's into them big time. He does have some degree of self-control. Well, that's good to know. Stemming from his loyalty to his crew is shown, well, I mean, some of them, he might be more loyal to some of them than others. Despite being attracted to Pudding, he sternly refused to marry her, letting her down gently. Though he is capable of self-control, he can still allow his extreme lust to control him despite knowing of Pudding's malicious nature and her intention to end him. Sanji still finds her deeply captivating by Pudding's beauty and seductive words and physically struggled with himself. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. To be that enamored, even though you know that person's trying to end your life. Like, what? Oh my gosh. However, when the moment called for it, he was stoic when Pudding tried several times to end him, disregarding her feeble taunts and suggesting she was lying to herself. Good Lord. Why do I think he has sworn to never let women be insulted or injured while he can stand, regardless of how attractive or unattractive they are, even in life or death situations? Why do I think that's still an angle? Like he's playing that angle. Like what? Sanji, also known as Black Leg, fictional character. Character made his first appearance, 43rd chapter of the series. Up to the North Blue. Okay, so Zeph caught him cooking in his fighting style, which is characterized by the use of his legs in combat, which we did hear about, leaving his hands for cooking. That is so smart and so hilarious at the same time. Like, it's obvious, right? You got to protect your hands. If you're an artist or a cook, etc., maybe you're a construction guy, your hands are very important. You lose those, you're screwed. But your feet and your legs, deadly weapons. Chivalrous nature also prevents him from attacking any women. So originally, Sanji was going to be a gun-wielding black-haired character named Naruto. But the idea was scrapped. Oda was inspired by Mr. Pink, Steve Buscemi's character in Reservoir Dogs, in creating Sanji. Oh, interesting. I see a little Steve Buscemi influence there. Sanji was ranked 4th in the first poll in popularity, 3rd in the 3 subsequent polls. The most recent poll in 2021, which was the first poll held worldwide, Sanji was ranked 4th most popular character, almost 1 million votes. Daiwa Cruz wrote how Sanji has all the intangibles to be one of the undisputed best characters in the entire series. His origin, powers, style make him an easy favorite among One Piece fans. Still, his strange obsession with women pushes other fans away. Lecherous Hero is a foundational to the shonen manga genre as gaudy transformation. Sanji is the most visible in a long line of problematic and confounding characters who express this annoyingly immature personality type. I bet you a lot of people, certainly shonen genre, relate to it. At a certain age, his personality type seems very relatable. Less so as you age, but it definitely seems somewhat relatable. Biofather was a complete word I can't even say because of experiments he did to amplify his first two sons' natural abilities, strength, durability. They're basically born sociopaths. Oh my gosh. And we're even seen as a success in his eyes. Whoa. Whoa. So the father was a bit problematic, we'll say. Jeez. Eric Vale's work with Sanji nominated him for Voice Actor of the Year. Nice. Sanji is also a significant part in some of the most iconic non-comedy moments, which he believes to be a reason for his popularity. One Piece creator reveals Sanji's surprisingly original name. Yeah, Naruto. Originally planned to give Sanji the name Naruto. An unofficial One Piece news translator called Sandman on X, formerly Twitter, recently highlighted the 2015 interview during which Oda discusses how Sanji's first name was based on his swirling eyebrows. You see Sanji's eyebrows swirling. Naruto is the white and pink swirling topping on Japanese noodles. Huh. Oh, yeah. Interesting. Oda also clarified that he changed the name due to the release of the Naruto manga, of course, which debuted 2 years after One Piece. Really? That is fascinating. When the Naruto manga started, I knew it was going to be a long-running series, so I quickly changed his name. That's interesting. He didn't fight for it. He's like, oh, that's really good. I'm going to change the name real quick. That is really interesting. It's like he realized Naruto was going to be huge. Huge, huge. And just immediately was like, nope. I don't want my secondary character being overshadowed by, obviously, the primary character. Once their mother figured out what was happening, she drank poison while pregnant with Sanji. Oh my gosh. Changed his wirings, making him nice and empathetic, something his brothers lacked through the experiments, which they would bully him for. Jeez. Drinking the poison while pregnant is crazy work. Diabolical is the word that comes to mind. Interesting that poison would make you nice and calm. That is a fascinating concept. Sanji's name was originally Naruto, but when Naruto started, I knew it was going to be a long-running series, so I quickly changed his name. That is so interesting. In addition to the name, Oda changed several aspects of the original design. Sanji was originally drawn as a gunslinger. This is vastly different from the existing version of the character, who famously refuses to use his hands when fighting because he needs them to cook. Sanji instead relies on the black leg martial arts style, which combines powerful kicking, versatile acrobatic movements. Recognizing that early on, right? One Piece versus Naruto. Like, that is crazy. The fact that he must have read it and been like, yeah, this is really good. I don't want my character named Naruto. You win. You win. Like, that's pretty impressive. And very humble to be able to decipher that. Predict it, I guess. Oda and Kishimoto have shared a friendly rivalry for many years. A published conversation between the two artists in 2015 unveiled the various aspects they admire about one another's work. Despite One Piece's status as the world's best-selling manga series, Oda stated that Naruto was the more popular series and that it consistently motivated him throughout his career. Of all the comics in the world, the one that made me work the hardest was Naruto, hands down. Sanji fans will soon get to see the character appear in the live-action adaptation, obviously on Netflix. Fascinating. That is such an interesting... I knew it was going to be a long-running series. Brilliant. Oda foreshadowed Naruto's success. Yeah, absolutely. That is really cool. That is interesting. Reiju, the younger sister, wasn't as strong as the first two sons, so she was considered to be as a failure by the father and spent more time with her mother, which naturally softened her, teaching her empathy and how to be kind and nice, even though she was also experimented on. Jeez. Not a good upbringing. Obviously, I'm not too jealous of that. Good Lord. That is a fact. You know what? That fact of changing the name Naruto would definitely end up on some trivia night stuff. Like that's interesting. Very, very interesting. Dang. I gotta say, everything I've seen from One Piece has been interesting. I think I've reacted to some of the live action. I think that'd probably be more up my alley. Honestly, I'm not used to watching anime. I just didn't really watch it growing up. I mean, the closest thing I watched to it was Pokemon. That was huge. It was honestly, Pokemon was completely unavoidable. I was growing up. You either watched it or you were out of the loop of most of the conversations. I had the Game Boy game. I played the original Pokemon Game Boy game. That was awesome. Very cool. Definitely one of the better original Game Boy games. The Game Boy Color, I think it was like yellow version or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So I watched a few episodes. I think other than that, most of what I was watching was cartoons like Batman, something like that. Me and my brother watched the live action together. We loved it. I've heard really good things about it. I've heard really good things. And I think the ratings for it, I think the ratings are fantastic, aren't they? Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah, they're pretty good. Not bad. 95% audience, 86% critics. Dang. Pretty amazing. Because usually when they try to do live action from any sort of animation, whether it's Disney or whatever, it's difficult. It is extremely difficult, especially if you're dealing with obviously such a beloved, highest selling of all time. Like, that is very impressive. Extremely impressive. Yeah, they don't work. They don't work 99% of the time. But for them to get this right and to not mess it up completely, impressive. Impressive, completely. They're coming out with another season, aren't they? I'm assuming so. Only got one season so far. 2023. Probably taking them a little bit. What to expect in season 2. I was written in 23. Trying to figure out if there's, like, coming information. They had fans backing it and Oda approving everything. Oh my gosh. Well, there you go. If you have the creator in on it, that's good. So after their mother died due to the effects of the poison, she felt a responsibility to look after Sanji. Later, she helped him escape from German in a heartbreaking scene as she cried for someone out there to be kind to her brother. That was a very emotional scene, while also reveling. When we meet her again, she put up with the atmosphere of her family for years just so Sanji could have a nicer life. Boy, that is an impressive sister for sure. Like, so much love went into it from all directions, including the cast. Unbelievable. I do remember hearing some apprehension at first over the live action, just because most of them get screwed up or it just doesn't work. Used to the anime, and it just, seeing it in real life kind of makes it real kind of thing. It just kind of takes away some of the magic. That's certainly what I've felt with pretty much every Disney live action, is that just, it doesn't have that magic. There's something about 2D hand-drawn animations that just makes it so charming, warm, and heartfelt. I don't know. There's something about the original Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, that is just stunning. Stunning. A lot. And it just loses it when you make it real. Have real people and terrible-looking CGI. I mean, the dwarves in the recent Snow White looked horrendous. They looked so bad. Just what? I had some, but I watched the trailer and was low-key hyped. Yeah, the trailer definitely helped people a lot, from what I remember. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense that people were a little apprehensive towards it. And I think I read some of the critics' responses, and most of them were just clearly not... You could tell they were just not aware of what it even was. Like, some of the negative reviews were just like, it was just not meant for them at all. Yeah, look at this. I only made it through about 30 minutes of One Piece before I wanted to punch the smirk off lead actor's face. So yeah, not for me. How is that counted as a review? What? You watched 30 minutes? You wanted to punch the main actor's face? What the heck? Oh, this is why you cannot take these review aggregator sites extremely seriously. Because number one, what even is this? What even is this publication? And why is it being given any sort of platform? Crazy. Grand Adventure. Perhaps because Netflix confused goofiness with intellectual frivolity, the earnestness that is packed into One Piece threatens to sink the show and overwhelm its tone in its darker moments. Huh? Creators of One Piece live action kept the fans of the original manga in mind first. They kept as much detail as they could and didn't try to tone it down to make it more realistic. Just as crazy as the source material. That is what I've been saying, and what a lot of people have been wanting in many other works. Keep it as close to the source material as you can. These are built-in fans. You don't have to persuade them to go watch it. You keep it close, they'll go see it. They will absolutely go see it and support. It's when you start to get crazy or tone it down or go in a different direction or whatever, that turns people off. And you're literally turning off people that would go and buy the ticket immediately or watch it in Netflix's. That is beautiful. Keeping the fans in mind. Perfect. And that's why the fan score was so high. Never fails to bring a smile to our faces. Grab a bowl of cereal, then build yourself a sofa fort. Great. Thankfully, though, as tragic and depressing as it was for Sanji to come back, it helped a lot. Helped him resolve his past internal issues with his upbringing. Definitely seems like there was a lot of work to do there. Meet and finally thank his sister, who definitely deserves a lot of thanks. He also helped his 2 older brothers start to feel some empathy for people, and especially the siblings that they had once bullied, as they helped Sanji and his crew escape Germa once again by putting their lives on the line against one of the strongest crew in One Piece. That's a beautiful thing. That is beautiful. That's a good message, not losing track of the people that helped you along the way. Now, whether it's putting their life at risk or just going out of their way. Beautiful. That is lovely. That is great messaging. I approve of it. Obviously not his upbringing. His upbringing was terrible. Just terrible. But we don't get to choose our family. We don't get to choose how we start life. But we can make changes and, adjust accordingly as we go through it. That's kind of the beauty of life, free will and our ability to change our circumstances if the right pieces line up. And we just, a little bit of luck, a little bit of determination, a little bit of hard work. Just all 3 of those. Sometimes you can luck out more, but usually it takes all 3. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Good messaging on that. Obviously, I think that upbringing definitely made him calmer and quieter and kinder, because obviously he was looking for some sort of kindness. Obviously was not finding it. His sister was a good example. Probably the first example, maybe, of someone being openly kind and rooting for him. Seemed like it. Let's go ahead and move on to the last video of the day and kicking off the week. This is Clark and Lois annoying each other for 12 minutes straight. This is from the show Smallville, which has a special place in my heart. If you've never seen it, it might look a little dated at this point. I'm not sure. I don't think it was broadcast in HD. I think it was prior to that, or maybe it was just on the bleeding edge of it, maybe. But really beautiful. It is a beautiful show. Obviously, it's dealing with the origins of Clark Kent and his high school years and stuff like that, which have been covered, kind of. But I don't know. There's a charm about it that's really intoxicating, if you will. Never really blame the older brothers, because Sanji and Reiju would have ended up like them if not for the poison in his mother's teachings. Father is the one who's truly to blame for everything, as he was the cause of their natural blood. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The father did a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Did a lot of damage to both of them, for sure. All right, let's see here. I don't think we're going to need the smaller window for this one, so we'll blow it up. Boom. All right. 12 minutes straight of annoying each other, Clark and Lois. Personally, I was a bigger fan of Clark and Lana. Maybe that's just because I had a little bit of a thing for Lana. In all honesty. But Clark and Lois were lovely too. Right? I'm telling you. That Red Kryptonite episode with Lana.
You always look for the best in people, even when they walk all over you.
Lord have mercy.
I guess that explains why we're friends.
Oh, we're friends now.
Well, I won't tell anyone if you don't.
Really, you shouldn't have.
Actually, I didn't. You know him?
Yeah.
No.
He wishes he didn't know me.
In the future, let's restrict our conversations to hello and goodbye.
I think you should have a doctor take a look at him. I'm starting to think that lightning fried his brain.
I know I missed a few classes, but...
Lo, you failed the last semester.
Where are you going?
I'm leaving.
Well, you're gonna have to get through me first.
Fully agree. Fully agree. Mark and Lana, period. Emphasis on the Lana.
So, we're headed for Heidelberg tomorrow.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
His parent casting
Fuck.
was perfect.
I know how devastated you must be.
I think her
but
name's
if you could
Annette
just
O'Toole.
Keep your tears to a minimum, I'd appreciate it.
I'll try.
And obviously John Schneider.
Lois.
Excuse me. Got a guy here, needs immediate attention.
Fill out these admission forms and include proof of insurance.
Slight problem. I don't know who he is.
Just understand how you can feel like you know someone so completely, like you know everything about them, and then just all of a sudden...
You don't even know what continent they're on.
Do you always have to finish people's thoughts?
Doesn't matter, because you're going down.
That'll be the day.
But don't worry. I'll visit.
Is that a promise or a threat?
I just got off the phone with the general.
Oh, that was all the screaming I heard from the house.
You know, I took this career test in some magazine. It said that my perfect job would be a radio disc jockey.
That would make sense. You talk enough, there won't be any dead air.
Lois, we want you to
They
know
were
that you're
definitely
welcome back
combative.
here anytime.
Actually,
We'll all miss you, Lois.
Where did you say you found him?
Actually, I kind of hit him.
you hit it with your car?
No, with my fist. When I'm sitting in the audience today at your graduation and you stand up on that stage in front of all those people, I'm gonna be looking up at you and thinking one thing.
What's that?
Please, God, don't let him trip. Maybe you should consider changing your name.
Oh my gosh, is that relatable? But instead it was me thinking, don't trip, don't trip, don't trip, don't fall on the stairs, you know, trying to walk across the stage, get your diploma, don't shake the wrong hand, don't drop the diploma.
You could be Skipper.
Anyway.
Yeah, exactly how much time have you two been spending together?
Too much. What are you doing back?
Yeah, we thought you were...
Ooh. We all know what happened to her, right? Oh, gosh. There was some interesting news that happened with the cast of Smallville. Obviously, Sam Jones III going to prison. I think it was second season, third season. And obviously, cult member for her. Oh, boy. Recruiting cult member.
You were in Europe until the end of the year.
Hoping.
What are you doing? I already have an overprotective dad. I don't
Lana
need an
sighting.
overprotective
Lana
brother,
sighting.
Especially one who isn't my brother.
Am I the only one who thinks there's something fishy about this guy?
Now quit being a jerk.
Is there anything I can do to make this move go faster? Maybe pack your 3 closets of clothing, burn your loofah sponge, take your white snake collection to Goodwill? You think she could sleep through me smothering her with a pillow?
Look, I'm not great at this, so just keep your mouth shut and listen up. What are you doing here? I've had 3 exes put under military surveillance. I'm hardly qualified.
You mind not pointing that thing at me?
God, Clark, I'm not aiming at you. What? I'm not. Besides, it's only your kneecap.
Well, that makes me feel a lot better. It's really nice to see that Lois has found someone who can overlook her personality.
Ah, well, don't worry about it, Clark. You know, I mean, if I lived under the same roof with such a beautiful woman, I probably would have masked my feelings in sarcasm, too.
I went through all the articles on Green Hours crimes and...
I love how the writers wrote that in. Just completely taking a shot at their own creation.
What if we just got off on the wrong foot? I mean, the whole rob from the rich to give to the poor thing, that wins him some points, right?
Are you feeling okay?
No!
Just because I don't wear a costume and splash my face all over the papers.
Clark, so what if your signature move is driving a tractor? Please tell me we weren't just set up.
Looks like it.
Us. That's like hot fudge and halibut.
Take it on the halibut.
Besides, you know, why settle for hot, rich, and famous when I can hang out with you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this bothering you?
The chair, or you win it?
The question is, how did you get here?
Feminine charm. Yes, I do have some.
Great job protecting your short supply of it.
Let's change in here.
A phone booth is not exactly private.
Daylight hours, Clark. Change. You need to look outside your wheelhouse.
I didn't know I had a wheelhouse.
There's no way she'd roll out the welcome mat for a copy boy, no matter how charming his smile is.
Think I have a charming smile?
I think you're about to lose some teeth.
There's nothing in here about a meteor infection.
Here, let me take a look. Calm down.
I am calm. I am perfectly calm. Why wouldn't I be calm? Dial down the ego, Smallville. I don't care what you do with your love life.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. This, honestly, I forgot how much they bickered. But in like a flirty, roasty kind of way.
Okay, come on.
Chloe! It's your cuz. Guess who came to my rescue? Not Oliver Queen. Clark Kent.
Probably another reason why I liked Lana and Clark a little bit better.
He's just the sweetest boy I've ever
They weren't doing this.
Chalk that one up to
Alcohol poisoning?
If this were the last place on Earth and I had to write an SOS, I wouldn't come here for a nib or a quill.
Thank you for your time.
Because I have a new mission in life.
I didn't realize you had an old one.
Try it on, see how it looks.
Boom, roasted.
Oh, you're probably wondering who the strange man in my apartment is. This is Clark.
I met your fiancée, Clark. Congratulations, she's a real catch.
I'm getting married. Lois and I are... We're getting married.
I know you're fresh off the farm, but sometimes when a guy likes a girl, he asks her out.
I know what a date is. So who's the unlucky guy?
I wasn't on a date, Smallville. I was deep undercover on a dinner with a psychopath.
Sounds like your type.
I'm moving in.
Really?
That's brutal.
You didn't like it here, remember?
How do I look?
Looks like you're going to prom.
Lois even made her world-famous rum cake for you.
From scratch.
Oh, I never would have guessed. Lois.
So tell me, Clark, how long have you been a lying, cheating bastard? You know, if I have to sell my car for food, that's okay too. I've always dreamed of being a hobo, riding the rails.
Must have really missed me.
I have no idea if this is comic book accurate, but this is a little much.
Otherwise, I've been so busy I didn't even notice you were gone.
Clark Kent, you're back.
You know, I would love to hear about it.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah. Proper name, place name, backstory stuff.
Clark, did I miss him?
By him, you mean me, barely. What'd I miss?
There was this thing about a boat, and then just lots of... And we're here to help make the start of your day just
Me
a little
sometimes.
bit brighter, right, Clark?
Right, a little less brighter.
Do you even care if I get this job?
Of course I care. I bought a new tie.
Oh, well, I bought a whole new outfit.
Yeah, you look great.
Don't do that.
Do what?
Don't you dare reassure me right now.
Look, there are a lot of good things about you that would attract a lot of
You look
great
like crap.
guys.
Really? Like what?
Oh,
Looks like there's a major fire in East Brunswick.
you know, if we're gonna be here all night, I'll get some coffee.
That's what I love about you, Smallville. I say fire, you say food. I'll take my black. That was quick. Do you smell smoke?
No. Lois, I've been calling, knocking on the door. How long have you been in there?
About an hour and a half.
What?
Clark just told you the truth. This is Metropolis. Weird things happen all the time. Get used to it.
I thought bathing it was supposed to help with my allergies.
Well, maybe you're allergic to the soap, too.
Maybe I'm allergic to you.
Aren't you gonna do anything?
You're absolutely right, Lois. 911?
You're a superhuman being from another planet.
Okay. Just don't tell human resources, all right? Now, I have a deadline to meet. Did you just lock us up here? Someone's gonna go for help.
Please, be careful.
Everything's gonna be all right. Okay.
Open the damn door, Clark.
Lois.
Now do you believe me?
I believe is that this door needs better maintenance.
It's a hell of a thank you.
The acoustics up here are incredible. It's like there's some perfect echo point right here. And Lois, have you
Both Tom
completely
Welling and
lost your mind?
Erica
That could have
definitely
really
have
hurt.
top 2 comic accurate representations. Really?
I thought you said you were going to get Parmesan.
Well, a guy actually brought a gun to a knife fight.
The condiment stand? Can I rain check on your rain check?
I always thought Tom Welling was like possibly one of the best iterations of Superman I've seen.
Luckily, I'm driving
At
by
least
the
for
town
my
right now,
generation.
Lois. What do you need?
What was that wishing sound?
Nothing. I just had the truck window open.
Drink it in, handsome. You know, roll it around in your mouth for a minute and tell me how you feel.
I feel like I can't believe that you did this to my jacket.
So just, I don't know, slope your shoulders
Erica may
a
even
little
be
bit.
number one.
Speak a little
Really?
softer and stop being so
What?
great.
I'm not sure how we're gonna make this work without the jukebox nostalgia and the balloons and...
Lois.
Shut up.
The thing I love about you the most is that you're still in my life. Because you're still in my heart.
I was gonna say that's a pretty low bar.
Lois.
I'm sorry. I never should have tried out in the first place or dragged you there with me, and I just...
The thing I love about you the most is that you're breathing and you're alive and you just happen to be here.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay
Oh.
calm. What?
Tell me where she is. It was never supposed to be like this, Clark.
Where is she? Lois? Lois? Lois, can you hear me? Lois? It's okay, you're gonna be okay.
I can't stand her.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I just have too much of a Lana bias. You know, blame it on my youth, my age at the time. Just, you know, is what it is. I don't know what else to say about it. We go ahead and throw that a like. Link down below in the YouTube video description for the original video. Go throw out some love and also check out their channel. They might have other videos you might find. For those watching live, I will post that link in the chat. There it is. Good Lord. I didn't realize, or I must have forgotten, how much they were roasting each other constantly. Enough to do 12 minutes of it, and maybe that's not even all of it. That's the wild part. Go ahead and bring up some information on Lois Clark, Smallville. 10 best Superman and Lois Lane moments in all of Smallville. First meeting was hilariously awkward, setting the tone for their dynamic. Chemistry between Tom Welling and Erica Durance, maybe, elevated Smallville, making Lois and Clark's relationship the best on the show. Smallville's final season saw Clark reveal his powers to Lois, propose to her, and have their wedding interrupted. Their love story still had a perfect ending. Both before and after he became Superman, Tom Welling's Clark Kent and Erica Durance's Lois Lane shared some exciting moments in Smallville. Lois Lane and Clark Kent make up one of the most iconic couples in not only DC Comics, but also any comic book property. Due to that, their relationship has become a staple of many adaptations of the Man of Steel that have come up over the years. While Tom Welling was there for all of Smallville's 10 seasons, Durance's Lois would only debut in season 4. But then Clark had already... I'm not going to lie, I hated Lois. My love of Lana was so strong, I hated Lois. Didn't want to see Lois. Don't put her in the show. Don't even show her. Like, no. Like, by that point, by season 4, I was just so into both of them together that I was just like, nope. I'm good on Lois. Pass. By then, Clark had already fallen head over heels for Kristen Crook's Lana Lang, as did a lot of us. While Clark and Lana would continue their on and off relationship for a few more seasons, it became evident right from the start that Welling's Man of Steel and Durance's Ace Reporter were bound to end up together. Characters' chemistry grew from a spark to a full-fledged love story, becoming Smallville's best relationship. Welling and Durance's chemistry elevated the series, leading to Lois and Clark having some of the best scenes. Number 10, Lois and Clark first meet. Oh yeah, that's the, I don't actually know him. Season 4, episode 1, first meeting between Lois and Clark was hilariously awkward. They're swerving off the road to try to avoid a lightning bolt. Lois finds a naked Clark lying in the middle of a cornfield. The future couple's first meeting took place in the first episode of season 4, made sure the new year of the Superman prequel series started by firing on all cylinders. Being naked aside, Clark also had no memory of who he was, which led to fun interactions between him and Lois, would serve as the first step in their story. I liked her, but I was literally praying they would just stay friends in the series. I bawled when Lana left. Yeah. Oh my God. I think I tuned out after Lana left. I was devastated. Clark Kent and Lois Lane took a shower together. Season 4, episode 2. After looking into Chloe Sullivan's apparent death, Lois and Clark return to the Kent farm. One of the duo's most hilarious scenes in the series happens next, with Lois barging into the bathroom. Clark was taking a shower and poking fun at a desperate Clark who did not know what to do. The scene is made perfect when Clark opens the bathroom door, only to find his mom, Martha, standing there. Lois then pops up with a smile from over Clark's shoulder, shocking Martha and setting the tone for the couple's dynamic for the rest of the series. Number 8, Chloe notices a spark between Lois and Clark. This is all happening very quick. We're talking episode 1, episode 2, episode 3 of her in the show. France's first few episodes perfectly set up start of Lois and Clark's love story. While both characters would take some time to admit that they had feelings for each other, season 4 featured a key moment when the spark between them was noticed by Chloe. During a fun dunk tank scene, Lois taunts Clark before hitting the target and making Welling's character fall into the tank. As Lois and Clark smile at each other, Chloe realizes that something is brewing there, and her face darkens due to her own feelings for Clark. Oh yeah, that's right. Forgot Chloe was interested in Clark as well. Lois and Clark's first kiss, season 6, episode 10. Came with a twist. Clark was pretending to be Green Arrow in order to throw off Lois's suspicion that her boyfriend, Oliver Queen, was the superhero. After Lois's fake call for help becomes real when a group of thugs corners her and Jimmy Olsen, Clark saves the day as Green Arrow. Lois then kisses him, thinking it's Oliver, only for him to walk up to her. While Lois and Clark's first kiss was unintentional, the fact that both characters later showed how much they enjoyed it made up for the circumstances. Their actual first kiss, without the effect of red kryptonite, came in season 9, episode Crossfire. Oh my gosh. The Lana Lang red kryptonite episode. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. Number 6, Clark levitates while dancing with Lois. Took until Smallville's final season for Clark to finally tell Lois he loved her, with her returning the feeling. Welling and Durance's characters then proceeded to slow dance in one of Superman prequel series' most heartwarming moments. Make the moment even more special as both Lois and Clark danced with their eyes closed. The camera zoomed out to reveal that the duo was levitating. Despite not yet flying in the series, Clark's love for Lois literally made them soar. Oh, I think I missed that part. I checked out, I think, prior to season 10. So that's lovely. Clark reveals that he has powers to Lois. Throughout the series, several Smallville characters discovered that Clark had powers. Lois Lane was one of those, with the character actually finding it out on her own. Well, it makes sense. She's an ace reporter, right? During season 10, Clark would finally get to reveal that he had powers to Lois, telling her all about his double life as the Blur. Lois never lets Clark know that she had already figured it out. With Durance's character jumping into Clark's arms and kissing him passionately after the big reveal, moment cemented Clark's trust in Lois and that he did not want to lose her. Before Clark Kent proposes to Lois Lane, Smallville's final season saw Clark make a huge gesture to ask Lois to marry him. Romantic moment took some time to happen as Lois shows up late to the romantic dinner Clark had planned. Clark fakes an issue to go away and call Lois from their phone booth and surprises her by raining down rose petals all over the street. Clark then asks her to marry him, which is an instantaneous yes. Why does she look different there? Doesn't even look like her. That's weird. Wait. What? Lois and Clark almost get married. The wedding was everything Smallville fans had long hoped for, except for the part where a brainwashed Oliver Queen ends the ceremony by attacking Clark, Darkseid's name. Before that, Clark and Lois slowly walk down the aisle together, taking in the moment and looking at the faces of their loved ones. Clark even got to see his deceased father in the crowd, with the couple's vows also being extremely sweet. While the wedding was not finalized, it was still a huge milestone in the story. Superman saves Lois on the plane. Iconic image right there. Smallville's series finale was the end of the line for Welling as Clark Kent, fortunately. As such, the series finale abandoned no flights, no tights rule, and has Clark become Superman wearing the hero's iconic red and blue suit and taking to the skies to save Earth. Lois and Clark have another very special moment as Superman appears just in time to prevent Lois's plane from falling. As he saves her, Lois sees Clark as Superman for the first time, which is an enormous moment. No fights, no tights. I'm glad they said, screw it. Screw it. Let's show him. Let's show him as actual Superman. That's cool. After 10 seasons, he deserved it, honestly. Number 1, Clark and Lois are their classic comic book selves on the Daily Planet in the finale. Yeah, look at that. Lois and Clark's final scene together had to make the list. The final episode of the DC series features a 7-year time leap to show how the characters' lives turned out. Smallville revealed that Welling Superman and Durance's Lois Lane evolved into their classic comic book selves, working together at the Daily Planet, with Clark pretending to be a bumbling mess to others to keep his identity secret. The duo's journey in Smallville ends with the promise that they will finally get married. Perfect ending to the love story. That's so great. Dang it, they nailed that show. Truly. They did very well with it. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum have a podcast where they're actually watching the episodes and going through it. I think it's called Talk Smallville or something. Can't remember. Talk the Ville, something. But yeah, obviously they're still friends, still close, which is cool. Clark and Lois, I can't live in a world where you don't love me. The relationship between Clark Kent and Lois Lane has developed slowly over the years from bickering friends. Yeah, that was 12 minutes of bickering. Dynamic partners and ultimately romantic lovers. The relationship is also called Lois by fans. Their destined relationship began when they met at the beginning of his senior year of high school when Lois found Clark lying naked in the middle of a field. They often bickered, but despite their disputes, Lois and Clark have shown to care a lot about each other, gradually fell in love. Even while the two were just friends, more than one person has commented on the chemistry over the course of their friendship. I tune in every now and then. Gotta be good. I mean, they have like all the... I'm assuming they're talking about like behind the scenes, what they felt about the filming of it and the story and all that stuff. It's probably very good. I've listened to Michael Rosenbaum's Inside of You podcast. It's pretty dang good. And he had Kristen on there, which was super cool. Obviously, I was very interested in that one. When Clark first met Lois, Lana pointed out their chemistry. Clark remarked that he couldn't stand her, and Lana replied that the best ones always start out that way. When Oliver Queen began a romantic relationship with Lois, he half-jokingly commented that Clark masked his feelings for Lois with sarcasm due to the two of them living under the same roof for so long. Yeah, describing their potential relationship as hot fudge and halibut. That's funny. Lois's role in Clark's life is crucial as she provides him with an anchor to his humanity, allowing him to forge and sustain bonds with people and keep him human at heart so that he's able to ground him. Also, Lois's fierce belief and determination in Clark that helps him to embrace his destiny to become a hero. What is with emotional folks? Good Lord. Okay, so you're going to be on a planet, or no, you're going to be on a beach, barefoot, in jeans, with your legs weirdly split apart, and just can't even tell if it's waves or sky. And there's going to be fog. That is such an odd promotional photo. Is this seriously a category here? What? 7 years later, in 2018, mild-mannered Clark bumped into Lois. She told him that nobody was watching them before asking if he had their wedding rings. Lois also asked if he was ready, and he said that he was ready for 7 years, excited to finally have an official wedding ceremony. Just then, they were alerted to the fact that a bomb had been found in an elevator uptown. Clark mentioned he'd be a few minutes late to the ceremony, which Lois said she would be waiting for him, as she encouraged him to go off and save the day. Good Lord. It's one of the longest sections. That's so funny. In the comics, Lois Lane is the true love and soulmate of Clark Kent. In current comics, Clark immediately had strong feelings for Lois upon meeting her. He persistently courted her, and she eventually discovered that she loved him as well. Currently, they remain married. Even at one point, adopted Lord Zod, General Zod's child, who was renamed Christopher Kent. What? Oh. Jonathan Samuel Kent, in honor of his paternal adopted grandfather, Jonathan Kent, obviously. Oh my gosh. I used to watch episodes of this TV series, the Lois and Clark, starring Dean Cain, Terry Hatcher. I thought it was interesting. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the best thing ever. I would definitely say Smallville was better. But it was pretty good for what it was. He discovers the fact that he is Superman in the end of the second season, shortly before he proposes. Clark and Lois's relationship on Smallville is in TV Guide's The Best TV Couples of All Time list. Dang. Lois and Clark made their debut in Action Comics #1, 1938. Good grief. I'd love a Kingdom Come comic run Elseworld movie with Tom Welling coming back as an elderly Superman. Honestly, he kept himself up to the point where he could totally pull that off. Obviously with a bit of training and whatnot to kind of bulk up. But yeah, that would be fantastic. What's weird is he's aged very well. He still looks like Tom, but just older, which is very impressive. Usually it doesn't work out that way. Before DC Comics did away with the original multiverse in '86, there would be several stories set on Earth 2 centering around an older married version of Clark and Lois, as opposed to the modern day Superman. Interesting. That might be an angle. In Collateral, Clark's flight with Lois around the city of Metropolis paid homage to the iconic Superman and Lois flight scenes from Superman the movie, as well as the various other incarnation of Superman in media and comics. Clark and Lois is the only couple where they both have seen each other's stark naked bodies in weird situations. What a weird trivia. Definitely still looks great. Yeah, absolutely. It was pretty impressive. I saw him and I'm like, looks the same, just older. And then I saw Michael Rosenbaum, of course, first. And I was just like, dang, he still looks like what he did. That's crazy. I don't know the magic they had on that show, but everybody kind of looks exactly the same. Kristen looked exactly the same, just older. Clark and Lois are often seen wearing primary Superman colors in their clothing, right? In the comics, living residence in 1938 Sullivan Place. It is located in the uptown section of New Metropolis. According to Warner Brothers, Lois and Clark were not allowed to have any relationship foreshadowing their future romance on the show until the movie Superman Returns was released in June 2006. However, since its release, the show's writers have been given the green light to do as much foreshadowing as they wish. Whoa. Not allowed to have any relationship foreshadowing. So that's why they were bickering back and forth constantly, not falling in love. That explains... That is crazy. Really? That is unbelievable. Huh. That is really fascinating. Yeah, this is from the TV show. Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher. I actually kind of liked Brandon Routh as Superman. Wasn't bad. The movie was interesting, but I thought he did a pretty decent job. That's crazy. They weren't allowed to show any foreshadowing of the romance before the movie dropped. That is odd, isn't it? Oh, you're going to spoil it. And I'm sure the writers are just like, spoil it? They've been together for years. Almost lost my... When he popped up in the crossover episode, I bet. Yeah, that would have been huge. Smallville 10 best Clark Kent, Lois Lane moments ranked. First meeting, of course. Starts with a bang. That was the case for Lois and Clark when she first arrived in Smallville, investigating the murder of her cousin. Obviously finds her naked in the field. First super call. Season 8 was the beginning of leaving the farm behind bit by bit as Clark began to create a life in Metropolis, both as a reporter and a mystery superhero. Throughout season 8, Clark, dubbed the Red Blue Blur, begins to form, that's a terrible name, working relationship with Lois in a relatively clever way. Having to stick to the shadows, the Blur begins calling Lois at a special phone booth. Became their own little thing. This started in the 19th episode of the season. It was a different take on the Clark-Lois-Superman triangle. Even though he wasn't ready to tell Lois his secret, Clark still wanted to make sure how much he adores and appreciates the good work she did. I'm saying all this nostalgic things, and I'm only 19. That's funny. That is funny. Yeah. It's odd how life can kind of do that to you. It doesn't matter how old you are. You go back even a couple years, you're just like, remember those days? First official kiss. Even though Clark shared a kiss with Lois earlier, those don't actually count. First time Lois actually kissed Clark. He was disguised as Green Arrow, blah, blah, blah. We went over that. Clark was on red kryptonite. Isn't until Crossfire when they knowingly, without any red kryptonite or green hoods, share a kiss. To us, it's the first official. Then the game-changing kiss. Season 9 finale. Game changer for a number of reasons. Clark was getting ready to take on Zod by exiling all of the Kryptonians, including him and Zod, off Earth. Both Lois and Clark, as the Blur, for one big moment in all the craziness before taking the Book of Ra back. Clark pulls Lois into him and kisses her before speeding off. This is where Lois realizes that Clark and the Blur are one and the same. Talk about definition of epic. Number 6, the proposal. Safe to say the final season of Smallville was the best year for Clark and Lois romance. Testament, well, I guess apparently Superman Returns was released in 2006. That's so weird. I had no idea that was a thing. And the fact that they had that much, it makes sense they have that much power over it, but still weird. Don't even hint at it. It's in the comics. Yeah, but we don't want you to hint at it. Clark fills the streets by dropping white rose petals to distract Lois before she finds him behind her. Pop in the question. Number 5, attempted wedding, of course, gets influenced by interrupted by an influenced Oliver Queen. Classic Wedding Crashers moment. Clark meeting future Lois. Season 10, it's a struggle for Clark as he has to overcome his final trial before he can become Superman. Questioning his future, Clark literally gets his answers in the 2000 episodes. 200th episode titled Homecoming, when he accidentally travels to 2017. He finds out that everything is going to work out in War 1. This is where Lois comes in as our Clark from 2010 witnesses her future version. Not only are they working together as two of the top reporters, but they're in a committed relationship where Lois knows Clark's big secret. Boy, that would be eye-opening, wouldn't it? Okay, here's a question. Let me know. Chat down below in the comments on YouTube later. If you were given the opportunity to look into your future, would you take it? Whether it's 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, 40 years down the road. Would you take the opportunity to look into your future? Or do you think it would affect, your decision making? Do you think, maybe your life turned out okay and it looks weird from your current point of view, that kind of thing? Not only are they working together as two of the top reporters, committed relationship, blah, 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 dropping the L word, that's a big one. Obviously, they're levitating when they dance. That's huge. Kind of interesting how the last season they were just like, all right, he won't fly, no tights, no flights, but they definitely made him fly, and they definitely put him in tights. Last season, they're like, we're just going to give the people what they want. Screw it. Clark tells Lois the truth following the 200th episode. 5th episode, Isis, was a roller coaster for Clark and Lois. She gets possessed by the spirit of Isis. Clark wanted to get back with Lois sooner rather than later, and so did she before she got possessed. Afraid of losing Lois even more by not telling her, Clark tells her that he'll take that leap of faith with her if she is willing to do it as well. Clark then utters the words viewers have been waiting for him to say, "I'm the Blur." God, that's a terrible name. Terrible. Filled with joy, Lois jumps into Clark's arms and kisses him while making it clear that she already knew. Clark's reaction is priceless, but perfect as that wraps the episode up. Clark has had plenty of moments when he has told people in his life who he really is, but nothing beats his proper reveal to Lois. I'm the Blur. Okay. Yeah. Anyway. Their final scene, 2-hour series finale. The fact that they did a 2-hour series finale and they time jump to show you where they are. Like, that is just perfect show running. How many shows don't get this proper treatment? It's crazy. Probably not, but I would like to say yes. Yeah, it's a difficult choice whether or not you'd look into your own future if you could. 'Cause maybe it's bad, like really bad. Maybe you look into your future and it's just dark. That would be soul crushing. And you would immediately, and you would have no context, right? None. Maybe you get context from talking to other people, but you would have zero context for what you're seeing. That's the crazy part. Like, how did you get there? How did this become a reality? 2-hour series finale, roller coaster, becoming Superman to the final minutes as set in the future. For Clark's big moment in the present, we follow our characters into the future where we see Clark and Lois closer than ever. In fact, they're on their latest attempt to get married, showing their crazy lives made it impossible. Perfect ending for the two of them as fans of the Superman mythos get to see these two iconic characters exactly where they are supposed to be at. That is so cool. They did that beautifully. Oh my gosh. Truly one of the most entertaining shows I've seen. It had me hooked for seasons, years of my life. I do want to go back, I think, eventually and actually watch it properly all the way through. I missed the last, honestly, probably 3 or 4 seasons. I just moved on to something else, got busy. I think I went into university at that point, and who knows what happens. University is a complete time suck. Like, you have no idea what's going on the outside. But yeah, I fell away from it. But when I was hooked on it and I was watching it, waiting so badly through school, get through the week so another new episode would air. Oh, it was a time. It was a time. It was a good time. Beautiful show. I'm glad that they treated it this way, and kind of like the 10th season was basically everything that they said they wouldn't do, they just did. Probably, to make it fun for the fans and whatnot. And probably fun for themselves as well. I'm sure Tom Welling wasn't upset about donning the tights. But yeah, great show. Highly recommend it if you want to check it out. Wonderful edit as well. Just great way to end the stream, that's for sure. Definitely, and if I did know and it was a good future, accomplished dreams, etc., it's possible I'd drive myself crazy, right? Waiting to get to that point. And if the opposite, I'd drive myself crazy trying to fix it right. Oh my gosh. If you look into the future and your life is just not what you want it to be, it would drive you mad, I think, because you would look at every decision that you make as, is this the turning point that leads me down that path? Or is this an okay one? Like, what choice do I make? Like, you would just become so self-absorbed trying not to do that it would drive you crazy. Seriously. But if it's good, you would also be like, what's the right decision? How do I get there? That's kind of the weird part, is it might make you happy to see yourself, accomplished and doing great things and where you want to be. But it can also make you extremely paranoid that what if I don't make the right choice at the right time? What leads me there? How do I get there? You know, because you have none of the journey. You just have the destination. And that would just be, I don't know. I guess I wouldn't do it because it would drive me mad either way. I'd just be super paranoid about how to avoid it or how to get to it. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on that. It's fascinating. We do enjoy a nice philosophical question every once in a while. Who doesn't love a little existential crisis, you know? Is it too early or late for that? Never. Never. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a tremendous week ahead. Don't forget to follow the Twitch channel so you can join live, join the chat, join the conversation. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're watching it right now. And if you'd like to request a video and literally guide the stream, you can certainly do so, toddreacts.com. Season and series tiers are the ones you're looking for. Those are the requesting tiers. Check out the winter collection of merch, leaving very soon, just over a month, and the summer collections coming up. Stay tuned on that. We're going to do some fun little things with the summer collection when it launches. So join the Discord. I'll let you know all the details there. Or subscribe to the channel so you can see the channel posts on your home feed. I don't even know what to call it on YouTube. But definitely be on the lookout for that. There'll be some fun opportunities. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's a little hint. That is a little hint. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Check out any of these shows. Check out the edits. Check out the original creators, all that stuff. And I will see you all on Friday. Have a wonderful week, a tremendous week. Stay safe. Do something fun. Hang out. Good luck in work. Good luck in school. Whatever. I think it's exam time, isn't it? Pretty sure. Good luck on your exams if you're taking them. And I will see you soon. Bye, everybody.